Internets, this episode, of course, is sponsored by the good folks at Bevel.
That's right. You got to get that Bevel blade so that you don't have any more shaving bumps, razor blotches, any nasty things.
It's the holiday season. So listen, go to getbevel.com/Pete. First month free. That's right. Free.
Free 99.
And you can't complain about anything for free. Listen, woman, you listen to the Premium Pete Show. Miss Lissa, she knows she's going to get one for her man. And
He's invisible, so he doesn't need a razor.
Oh, no?
But you other bitches out there, make sure y'all get that Bevel blade. You want your man's skin to be smooth like Nas, ow.
Go to getbevel.com/Pete. Fuck with Bevel, because we fuck with them too.
That's right.
Now let's get to the show. CHEA.
Come on, everybody get set, let's go. It's the next episode. It's the Premium Pete Show. News, interviews, all of the info. Listen up, it's the Premium Pete Show. If you want the scoop in the low, down low, listen to the show, cause Milk said so. Fuck what you heard, better act like you know. Miss Lissa knows. It's the Premium Pete Show.
Never too sure what Miss Liss might do. Split like deuce. Annoying bitches wear it cause it fits like shoe.
Cheer.
Jimmy Choo, these bitches like boots. Bitches like boots. Wearing them shits out cause they stress like you. I rock them 100 times and they just like new. Wavy in his bitch in the vest like proof. Jumping off the building and it's just like proof. Headed to the top cause we just like roof. Getting in your car cause we just like coops. Magic in this bitch and we just like poof. Fucking up the shit then we just like oops. You take a nap in your shit but don't crash in this shit. I sleep in the Tesla Cruise. Ask if Miss Lissa knows and I bet I knew.
She know.
Yo, I hate you. I told you what the fuck to say.
Don't worry about it.
No, you fucking up my song. I told you. We just gotta go into the song now because I told you.
That shit was fire.
We gotta just start it up.
Again?
No, we gotta just start it up. You ruined it.
Okay, listen. First of all, you coming with original quality.
I can't do that.
Original content.
Okay.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
But you was loving it. I gave you a cue. I looked at you. I pointed, and you just violated and just did that. And like, I'm not Michael Jackson. I'm not ready for Tito to fuck my shit up and just keep going.
For the internets I don't know, I want to let you know something. It's like fucking early in the morning, and she's screaming. Yo, did you have your bacon, egg, and cheese yet?
I didn't eat anything yet.
No?
No.
Yeah, you should.
I'm feeling like a gay white man. They don't eat breakfast. You gotta get right for the summer.
What do you mean gay white men don't eat breakfast?
I have a couple of gay friends, and they tell me you gotta, they always trying to stay in shape, and they don't eat. They just snack on sleep, eat like a couple of peanuts when you feel lightheaded, drink a lot of water.
Nah, they want some dick in the morning.
No,
so they don't. They want to be on an empty stomach when they get fucked first thing in the morning. God bless them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you need no introduction. Who doesn't know that voice?
Listen, regardless of a voice, I will say this. I want to start right where you were saying. Years ago, I remember you and Andrew Dice Clay has always been a favorite of mine.
Charlamagne's in the building, guys.
I know that you and him got into a little altercation back in the day, right?
Yeah, that was a setup.
Yeah, it was. But we'll go into it in a second.
Okay.
But what I do want to say is, he reminds me some of you a little bit, and I'm gonna explain to you what I mean. Like when you talk about gay or dick or something like that, he used to be like, I remember hearing this exact line. He was like, you can't smoke a cigarette at a bus stop. You could get arrested. I forgot where it was at the time. He was mentioning you can't smoke a Marlboro, but if you want to smoke the baloney pony, you could do that. And then he started complaining about bisexual.
Yeah.
And then he just came out and he was like, either you suck dick or you don't. And that was him. And then another line he said that was crazy, which I don't think the world can ever deal with in this day and age, where he was like, he didn't understand gay men. And he was like, I could never understand how another guy looks at another man's hairy ass and says, oh, yeah, I want that.
I understand that.
And I'm not knocking that to whatever people do. It's 2016, whatever they decide to do. But what I'm trying to say is he does remind me a little of you in his style, like being brash. Even I'm brash sometimes, but the point I'm trying to make is America still ready for somebody that can just say what the fuck they want?
Yes, he's president now. He's the president-elect now. His name is Donald fucking Trump. And guess what? After 18 months of him fucking fear-mongering and hate-mongering and spreading hate, saying what he wants about Muslims, Mexicans, women, handicapped people, you got motherfuckers saying we should give him a chance. First of all, we don't got no choice but to give him a chance because he's fucking president.
Exactly.
That's number one. And number two, fuck no, I'm not giving him a chance. I don't fuck with Trump.
How the fuck did this happen? Straight off the bat. Internet, Charlamagne's in the fucking building. How did this fucking happen? How did Trump, because I'll be honest with you, Hillary came on the fucking Breakfast Club. She was trying to get all the different votes she could get. You could tell she was trying to be down with the hot sauce.
Word,
I think she tried too hard, to be honest with you.
She had been talking about hot sauce, though, since the 90s. I'll give her that.
Okay,
I saw an old interview, I don't know if it was with 2020 or somebody, and she said she used to use Tabasco sauce for her immune system.
Okay.
So she been on that hot sauce shit.
Okay.
Yeah, I give her that.
But she went around, and I'll be honest with you, maybe I follow the wrong people, because from what I got is that Trump was horrible. No media was really showing him any highlight. I thought he had no chance to ever fucking win. I'm be honest with you. This is how I felt.
Yeah.
Because what I never seen, like, if you think about it, like all these New York Times, or no media was being like, you should vote. Very few media outlets were saying you should vote.
Yeah, but none of that media counts no more.
I didn't know that.
It's all about social media. It's all about social media. And not only that, Donald Trump was talking to a demographic of people that nobody had ever talked to. Them poor and disenfranchised, poor white trash niggers down south and in those rural areas in the Midwest. Nobody ever empowered them.
That's true.
You know, he empowered them and they had his back. So, and not only that, not enough white people voted for Hillary Clinton. Like, if you look at the people that voted for her, it was a large number of black people, a good number of Latino people, and not enough white people. She only had like 30% of white people vote for her.
What about, there was a big amount of people that didn't vote at all? I mean, what do you think about...
I think like 49.6%.
That's a lot.
Half.
What do you think about somebody, I don't know who was speaking about the other day, but Kaepernick, right? I love what he has done. I love the awareness he has brought. I love that the conversation he has brought. This dude was willing to put his life job on the line, you know what I mean? Just to bring, just let us talk about what the problems are in America.
Yep.
But I'll be honest with you, when I found out he didn't vote, I felt that was kind of corny, in my opinion.
I gave Stephen A. Smith donkey today because he went in on Kaepernick for that. And my thing was, I feel like everybody should vote too.
Yeah.
Like, that was my thing. Everybody should have went out there and voted. I don't want to hear about you complaining now about Trump being in office if you didn't even take the initiative to get up off your ass and go to the voting booth. But with Kaepernick's situation, the problem I had with what Stephen A. Smith said, he tried to discredit everything Colin Kaepernick had done. And that's not right. Malcolm X, go listen to his stance on voting. You're going to discredit everything Malcolm X did for black people and the injustices he stood up for. Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, you're going to discredit all the, injustices he stood up for as far as black people are concerned just because he didn't vote. Like, you can't discredit all the work somebody's put in just because they didn't vote.
Now, see, that I could agree with, but I do think that he, when you bring up some of these points, he basically got people behind him, and he got people saying, like, you know what, maybe he makes, even the people that may not even realize or may not be, afraid to do this.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like he did. So voting would have been just another step on, like, this is what we need to do to come together. And just
but he didn't agree with either one of the parties, so who should he have voted for? Just because he has to vote?
I think the clear vote was Hillary. I'll be honest with you.
He didn't like what she liked.
I mean, the other thing is, too, though, I feel like if it was other, like, police reform things on the ballot, or maybe if one of the candidates had a clear-cut plan for police reform, for him not to vote then would be super hypocritical. But neither one of the candidates had a real clear-cut plan on police reform. Yeah. Trump doesn't even really feel like the police are doing anything wrong.
Trump can't even spell police.
Yeah, well, that's what scares me the most, and just really seeing, like, the police. Here's the thing. He talks about law and order, right? But his law, no, not the show. Oh. His law and order is all is back in the day racism.
Absolutely.
Like, keep in mind, right? This is a guy that's probably like, the cops could do no wrong. This is a guy that is going to keep that blue line secure.
Bro, he's talking about making Sheriff David Clark.
Yeah.
Y'all know who David Clark is?
The guy with the
crazy
goatee.
Black dude that runs Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Talking about making him the head of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Sheriff David Clark thinks Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization already.
Yeah.
So imagine if he is in charge of Homeland fucking
security. I don't trust that man's goatee. Whatever you see that joint he got, what is that called?
I don't know what the fuck that shit is called.
That's like a pussy.
Yeah, it's crazy though because Donald Trump is really creating the brotherhood of evil mutants.
What about Giuliani?
Giuliani might be Attorney General.
Let me tell you something.
I feel like this was just like a last-ditch attempt to, like they said, it was like white lashing. Like, so many of the old white people with those beliefs, those racist beliefs, were about to die. So this was like an attempt to get the younger generation to, quote-unquote, make America great again when it's like really making it a racist again.
Donald Trump was white. Male authorities Hail Mary pass.
Right.
And he caught that motherfucker.
held on for it, stick him on his gloves.
They couldn't stand to see Hillary. First of all, you got 8 years of a black president. Then you're going to give me 4 years of a woman? That's too much of a threat to white male authority.
And you know what? That's another thing. That's another thing that you brought up a great point. How many people do you think, men in particular, were like, I'm not voting for a woman for a president? Yeah. How many do you think? You think
a lot. Because, I didn't realize sexism was still so prevalent. Like, I'm not going to front, man. I have an issue when it comes to, like, women. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm not aware of a lot of the insecurities that women face, especially black women. And the reason I'm not aware is because my whole life, the strongest people in my life have been women. Like my mother, my grandmother, my aunts, my sisters. So I've always had a different respect for women. Now, I will be the first to say that hip-hop warped my mind as far as how I deal with women. Because, we grew up listening to Snoop Dogg telling the bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. And, Cameron said, niggas think to teach a bitch, you got to treat a bitch. Now you stupid motherfucker got to beat a bitch. That's how you reach a bitch. Like, whoa.
DMX didn't put anything on it either.
Yeah.
He helped us almost catch a case.
But I always felt like women were like in control, and I always like dealing with women more than I like dealing with guys. Women are more loyal. Yeah. Women are more organized.
Sure. Yeah.
So I didn't even realize that so many people look at women the way that they do. Like I didn't realize America was still so sexist. I'm gonna be totally honest.
What about growing up? You grew up in South Carolina, right?
Absolutely.
And mom and pops?
Mom and pops. Yeah. My mom and father got divorced in like 98.
Okay.
Yeah, but they
waited
like
a long
30
time.
Years. Yeah, they were together like 30 years prior to that.
That's a new
Did they only stay together for the family? Like once you guys like older and established, they like
Nah, because I had two younger brothers and a younger sister. My younger brothers and sister was like, my sister was in middle school. My brothers was still like in maybe middle school, high school.
Yeah. Divorce is popping, man. Divorce is like cow.
It says popping?
Nah, yeah, I'm being honest, man. Like that's people get married to get divorced, but what did moms do growing up?
Mom's was an English teacher.
Pops?
Pops did a little bit of everything. Pops,
also, that motherfucker Cowboy fan, he got stunned. He stunned motherfucking people at the game years ago.
Jets game. Yeah, my father stunned a Marine on 9/11 at the Cowboys versus New York Jets game.
That's definitely your father.
With a fucking stun gun.
What did Pops do growing up?
He did a little bit of everything. My father did construction. That was his main thing. He had a construction company called McKelvey and Son, so he used to always be like building houses and working on construction sites.
Can you say construction again?
Construction.
Right.
What'd I say?
Construction.
Oh, I'm from the South.
And your mother's an English teacher. That's funny.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And then my father, like, he had bouts with drugs and alcohol, and he also hustled. He hustled as well once he got cleaned up, so he was doing construction and hustling at the same time. So, it was good. It was dope. I had street smarts and I had book smarts. Because my mom was always keeping a book in my face, and I used to love the book it program. We used to have to read 4 books and you get a free pizza and shit.
I remember I used to be on the RIF program. It's called Reading is Fundamental.
And what they used to give you when you read?
You used to get a free book. But I think I still owe them books. That's the problem. It's like Blockbuster. Motherfuckers want to charge you mad money for something you took out. Yeah. Like, after a certain amount of time, that book is mine now.
Absolutely.
Or that VHS is mine.
Until you fucking pull up your credit report and that fucking book
Equinox.
from 7th grade is still on there. That old Equinox membership, exactly.
Yo, how is your credit these days, man?
Oh, my credit's good.
Yeah.
But I mean, I took the steps to clean my shit up, though. Like, I got a secure credit card back in the day.
Yeah.
And, I started paying off shit. I mean, paying off shit don't mean nothing. It's about, getting a secure credit card and what you're paying now. But my credit, I'm in the 7s right now.
Look at that.
Yeah, I'm in the 7s.
Now, the reason why I say that for is because all the time I speak on here is back in the day growing up, I mean, particularly me, not everybody, and I always try to push for people to work on their credit. Like, sometimes I think people think about, like, credit or learning about how to be a first-time homeowner. Like, that shit ain't cool. People rather talk about Jordans or just, like, some girl who gives good head. Like, that's all good and everything. Yeah. God bless. But focusing on building credit wasn't a thing when I was growing up. Yeah. Like, I told people, like, I used to hustle. We used to carry everything we had on us and think, like, and I always thought cash was cow. And it is. Cash is beautiful. It's good to be liquid, but you have to have credit. I'll never forget my father was telling me, later on, I wish a motherfucker would tell me younger on, but he was telling me how you need the credit because you really can't buy a house fully out in cash. Like, you have to have some type of thing to help you. Like, you can do it.
You Italian. You could definitely do it.
No, but he was explaining how it makes sense.
The average person can't do it. Average person don't have fucking $400,000 lying around to buy a house outright.
And why not? Put a little down, get credit, get a house. You can wind up buying and flipping houses and shit like that.
That was my thing. I never had bad credit. I just always had no credit.
Exactly.
Which is, they say is worse.
Which is worse than having bad credit.
Did it take you a long time to get your credit up?
Nah, because once I got the information, which is what a lot of our people suffer from, just a lack of information. When I say our people, I don't just mean black people. I just mean anybody who comes from the hood or comes from a poor and disenfranchised situation or comes from the ghetto. They don't teach us that kind of shit. So it's like once somebody gave me the information, I went and got me a secure credit card, and I've been working on my credit for at least the past 8-9 years. So now I'm at a 700. I bought a house last year.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you live in. When did you exactly move out of South Carolina?
2000. I moved out of South Carolina in 2006 because I was doing part-time radio at Hot 103.9 in Columbia, South Carolina, and Wendy and her husband Kevin Wendy Williams offered me a job with her, but they couldn't pay me. But it was like, I'll give you a place to stay. So I was like, fuck it, because I'm the type of person I can recognize opportunity even if there's not a paycheck attached to it.
Yeah.
So I was out.
Which so many people don't really know how to do these days.
Hell no, especially these
new
kids.
generation.
They want to get paid.
Oh my God, entitlement.
Because they got followers and shit. Because y'all got Facebook followers and Twitter followers and Instagram followers. Y'all think y'all popping. So if you think you got a fan base, you're not doing shit for free.
Yo, I know we'll be all over the place. That's just the Premium Pete Show. I know we're all over the fucking place, whether it be Miss Wissa, me, or the guest. But I want to say something. Kevin Hart was on The Breakfast Club, and it was one of the most biggest lessons I learned, where he was talking about, like, yo, you paid me to do the movie. You didn't pay me to promote it on my Instagram.
Damn right.
Now, the way he said all that, like, he brought a lot of light into this. If you've never seen that episode, go check it out. I mean, he's been on there multiple times, so find that one. But the thing is, he drops gems when he comes on, I feel
always.
like. And he put me on to some things like about that. But I always see you always do a lot socially for iHeart. Always do a lot socially for breakfast. I'm not saying that they don't pay you, but what I'm saying is you obviously could be getting separate money from that too.
I do. For Breakfast Club, I don't mind because you know that's my show. That's nationally syndicated Breakfast Club. We in 70, plus. We're on 70 plus stations across the country, So it's like, for me, I have no problem promoting the Breakfast Club. But when it comes to like ads and stuff for iHeart, after Kevin told me that, I was like, fuck that. He's absolutely right. Yeah. So if you want, like, these, because you got these sales execs who'll go to these clients and they'll be like, well, yeah, Charlamagne has 1.5 million followers on Instagram and 1.5 on Twitter and this much on Snapchat. And you're like, what that got to do with y'all? Yeah. This is mine. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they want to use my social media, then you gotta fucking cut me another check. And I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, the way Kevin said that, man, I'll be honest with you. That's one thing I love about podcasting. That's the one thing I love, because I look at like the Breakfast Club as becomes a video podcast afterwards. That's how I look at it. Yeah. And just the gems that are always dropped. You think about it, even like you bringing on Gary Vaynerchuk.
That's my guy.
Like bringing him on. That's another thing too. I was telling somebody the other day about Charlamagne. And one thing I love, and I think that's helped your success. Because for some reason, I see you from up close, and then I see you from a distance. But I always see the wins accumulate. Like, and I think it's even seeing you go on with that. What's that dude's name? The late night show,
Stephen Colbert.
Just the opportunities. Just the opportunities. Even I'll give you another example. We were talking about before. We said about Malcolm X, and you talk about even Farrakhan. Yeah. Didn't you get invited out to go hang out with this dude multiple times? You became friends with this motherfucker.
I've been knowing the minister since 2005.
No, I know, but isn't that amazing?
He did, right?
When you think about it. What did I say?
You just called the minister a MFer. Apologize.
He meant Minister Farrakhan. He put MF. We meant Minister Farrakhan.
Yes,
you a rapper. You better fix that, because they was going to be right outside like an X.
But it's interesting because it always feels surreal. Yeah. Like I never get used to it. Yeah. Like, honestly, like I don't care who it is. Like, one of the most surreal moments, I remember I was up at Rock Nation kicking on my dude B-High, salute to B-High. Yeah. And I remember Hov comes out the room and Hov was like, yo, I was gonna call you today. I'm looking around like, call
who? You got my number?
Call me. What you mean? Call me. Like, and then I ended up just having like a real great conversation with him for like 2-3 hours, and that's surreal. That's Hov. These are people that raised
me. Most definitely.
You know what I mean? Minister Farrakhan, my father was giving me Message to the Black Man by Elijah Muhammad and giving me Minister Farrakhan speeches to watch and giving me the autobiography of Malcolm X. Like, I literally was damn near raised by these people, you know?
Yeah.
How do you develop those relationships without being like
God
thirsty or like?
I say God is because it really happened so organically. Like the first time I met Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, it was 2005. Right. And that's when they had the Million More movement. It was the 10-year anniversary of the Million Man March. Yeah, it was the 10-year anniversary of the Million Man March. And I used to do youth ministry at this mosque in Columbia, South Carolina, called Muhammad Mosque number 38, I believe it was. And so I was at the press junket. And I'm just sitting there in my mind. I'm like, I ain't gonna never meet the minister again. That's how I'm thinking. I'm not gonna ever meet the minister again. So I need to ask some life questions. Right. So I was asking him about how do I balance, spirituality and hip hop and and after like the second question, he answered both of them, and then he was like, "You
stay behind.
You stand down. I'm gonna talk to you." And I'm like, all right. So like another 30, 40 minutes went by in the press conference. He goes back to the suite. I'm like, oh man. And I didn't even think about it, you know what I mean? But then, I thought he dubbed me. But then one of the brothers came in and was like, yo, Minister want to talk to you. Wow. So I went in his suite, and we just build for another 30 minutes. And then, one of his right-hand mans, Brother Don Muhammad, salute to Brother Don, literally my hometown, Monk's Corner. His hometown is Ridgeville. They're right next to each other. Him and my pops was cool for years. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it just happens. Like I don't know. It just happens.
I say God is my publicist. He works for a lot of people. He's
Absolutely.
your publicist too.
And for me, in my platform, when it came back around for it to be the 20-year anniversary of the Million Man March, Brother Don always would hit me up, and just to make sure I was on point, just to make sure I was on my square. So one day he hits me up and he goes, "What's up, brother? You on your square?" And I'm like, "Yeah, man." And then I'm like, "Yo, ain't the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March coming up?" So I'm just like, "Yo, why don't we get the minister on?" Because that's the type of person I'm gonna shoot.
Sure.
I don't know if I'm gonna score or not, but I'm gonna shoot. I don't care what it is. All the person can tell me is no.
Right.
Yeah, I like that.
That's
that.
it.
You got to have that approach.
And we made it happen.
Yo, but on the first time, he didn't come on he didn't come to the studio.
No, we met him at a hotel in Queens.
Is there a reason behind that? He just didn't want to come on the studio?
He was booked. He got things to do. Yeah, come out.
I really don't know.
But then he wound up coming on the studio the next time.
Came the next time, yeah.
Just like Hillary, right? Did she ever come to the studio?
Hillary wanted to come to the studio. She just didn't have time. Mm-hmm. So we ended up having to do it at the second interview. First interview we did someplace in Harlem at some school. Second interview we did at some place where she was having a fundraiser.
Now, when did they let you know that where the address was and everything? Usually, don't they play like security-wise? They don't let you know?
Hillary was an interesting process because Hillary had been wanting to come on the Breakfast Club for probably like a year prior to her coming. Mm-hmm. But it's weird when they do their vetting process on you. They do a crazy vetting. Yeah. Like they were sending me tweets. I forgot I had tweeted.
Oh shit!
Like they sent me one year. I was Hillary for Halloween, maybe like 3 years ago. So I had the fucking mask, but I had on like a Jordan pantsuit, and I was fucking wrestling this dude in my studio, acting like I was humping him and shit. They sent me the video, and I'm like, oh shit. So then they had me on the phone for like an hour just interviewing me, talking to me about how I feel about her and this and that. And then they actually declined.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, they actually declined to do it at first. And then maybe like this year, because this was literally 2015 when all of this happened. Then like April 2016, like around March, they took me to dinner. And we sat down.
Where'd they take you to eat?
I forgot the name of
Peter
that
Willis?
restaurant. Nah, it wasn't.
Red Lobster.
Like some low key. I've been there before. It's some low key spot though.
Cheap place?
Nah, it wasn't cheap at all.
Okay.
But they took me out to eat.
Hey,
just you, not the whole clique?
Nah, it was just me at first. They took me, and then they took Angela Yee individually. And then the interview happened in April, which happened the same week as the Birdman shit.
Now, I know, we'll get to that. Now, let me ask you, did they ask you certain, like, questions beforehand? Like, like, what are you going to ask? And because here's the thing. I remember when people tweeting and saying, why didn't you ask this? Or why didn't you bring up this?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, they know you you made your mark already. It's not like you're going to just back down now and not ask certain questions. Did they tell you what you could ask?
Nah, it was no policy at all. None. Like zero.
Wow.
Zilch. Nada.
Because you guys don't even take people unless you can, like, have an open forum, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but this is the president.
It is the president
or
elect
president
to be.
candidate.
But and I tell people all that time, nobody believes me, but not once did her or her team be like, you can't ask this. The only thing one of her teammates gave me a piece of advice on, her name was Denise, Luther Denise. Denise was like, yo, nobody just talks to Hillary. And I remember I had all these political questions, and I'm like, why the fuck would I be asking Hillary about political questions? I'm not Anderson fucking Cooper.
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
not Don Lemon. I'm going to talk to her like a nigga.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that was my approach. And I remember telling Angela and Envy that, like, y'all about to just talk to her like she a nigga, yo. Like, that's like my first question was some shit about, do you get your fashion inspiration from Steve Harvey and his pantsuits? Like, she don't got no talking point for that.
Yeah.
Like, if you ask a politician a question about politics, they've
They're
answered
ready.
this shit a million times.
Yeah, the media train.
They're media trained. They have talking points for all this shit. How about you was in Brooklyn the other night, you ain't shout out Bobby Smurda and motherfucking Jay-Z?
Yeah.
What's up? Like, I wanted to just talk to her. And then in the midst of that, like, I slip in the super predator stuff and everything. Because she's already loose and she's relaxed. That's why we got that moment with the hot sauce.
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, it sounds like you pandering to black people again. And she's like, but is it working? That's
surprised-
an honest moment.
Right.
I'm surprised you didn't go after the Monica Lewinsky and the
That would
cigars.
have been
I
probably a
thought
little touchy.
it wasn't touchy. I thought about it. I was just trying to figure out what would the approach be.
Woman, meaning staying in a relationship that is people cheating on you, like because she accepted it basically. Like I'll give you an example, like I'll break something I never even spoke about. But when I was younger, my father cheated on my mother, and I never forget my mother was crying like crazy, and I was like, Mom, what's the matter? What's the matter? And she kicked him out for like a month. Mm-hmm. And my father, if you ever met my father, you would never believe that this guy is how you doing? How's everything? Like he's everything I didn't want to be growing up. I wanted a father like.
You thought he was square, basically.
Yeah, I wanted a father like that's why I always looked up to the gangsters in my neighborhood, because if there was a problem, they're like, "Where is that fucking Pete? We'll take care of it right now." My father was like, "Well, how can we take care of the situation?" And I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here." But the point is, I held that against him for so many years, and I'll be honest with you, I love my mother, but I know she's an older time mother. She just stood with him because it was the right thing to do.
Same thing happened to me.
So I guess what I'm saying is that shit really bothered me. I'm dead serious that shit, because I felt like my father never really explained that shit to me. And
I pressed my father when he cheated on my mom.
You pressed him?
Pressed him. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? You out here cheating on mom. You doing it all sloppy. Like, you fucking a chick that's literally a mile away in the same town, only got 8,000 people. My father laughed at me, and my father goes, one day you gonna understand.
Yeah.
Straight like that. He was like, one day you gonna understand. He was like, you don't cheat on your girl now? I said, hell no, I don't cheat on my girl. He goes, one day you gonna understand.
Yeah, see, the only thing is I agree with him, but the only thing that for me is like I always preach to my daughter. My daughter's going to be 17, so I always preach to her. I know, crazy, right? Man, you got I got you. I got you on some talks when it's a roller coaster. But I will say this, I always preach to my daughter. Get yourself a degree, because you don't like school. But I tell her, listen, get yourself a degree. It's better to have it than not have it. But let me explain to you. I'm going to tell you why it's better to have it, Scott. That's what I tell her. I'm like, because if you meet a guy that's abusive, or you meet a guy who wants to step out and bang some other pussy, this is what I'm exactly telling her.
Yeah.
At least you know that you're capable of getting a job and doing something because because you have the credentials to do so.
You're not dependent on that man.
Exactly. And so the point I'm making is, I guess that point could have brought up with Hillary as like woman. Like, I'll be honest with you, I was very upset when Trump won. I couldn't believe it. I went upstairs. I told my lady. She was shocked. I stayed up all night, and I was like, yo, what the fuck is going on? I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
And I'm even though Hillary wasn't like, I wasn't like gung ho over Hillary, but obviously she was the lesser of two evils. And I'll be honest with you, I wanted to tell my daughter. I wanted my daughter to experience a woman president.
That's all a president is a symbol at the end of the day. Like, I took my daughter to the Jacob Javits Center that night to Hillary's headquarters because I wanted to see the same thing. You couldn't tell me Hillary wasn't going to win.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that for her because my daughter's 8 and she's reading she's in 3rd grade but reading on the 7th grade level, and she's just super smart. So she's already saying things like she hopes this is another black president.
Sure.
And she's like, yo, can a woman ever be president? This was like a year ago. So when she started to see the rise of Hillary, I was like, oh, that's dope. Because think about it, she's 8. All she knows is Barack.
Yeah.
Right.
Then all she would know now is Hillary. She don't know nothing about no white male authority.
Yeah, most definitely.
You know what I mean? So and she watches Trump and she's like, he's so hateful and he doesn't like women. Like, she's saying these things on her own. So it's like, yo, I just thought it would be dope for that symbol to be in the office, regardless of how you feel about Hillary, regardless of any old policies you hated of hers, Benghazi, whatever, just the symbol.
Exactly.
Because that's all Trump is.
Exactly.
Trump ain't nothing but a moral victory for fucking white male authority.
Right.
That's it. For these fucking racists, bigots who want the world to be white, who want the white man to be the standard for everything that's going on in America.
And who don't want to evolve.
That's all he is.
Who don't want to evolve. Like, people who don't want rules or things to be equal or things to change. Man, it's just sickening. But even
Why would you want it to be, though, Pete? Think about it.
I
mean, think about it. If you was a white man.
Not if. Pete, you're a white man.
No, not Pete's Italian.
Yeah, but
why do y'all always say that? He's still front of the bus. You're white.
Yeah, but
it's not the same. They look at him fucked up too. Didn't Donald Trump's father get arrested back in the day? They fucked up some Italians and Queens.
Rudy Giuliani is let me tell you something. If people don't know, Rudy Giuliani's father used to get shaken down by the mob. I'll tell you one thing I said. He cleaned up that whole, when he was in there, he went after the mob like crazy. Reason why he went after the mob, maybe some people don't fucking know. His family, his father in particular, got shooken down.
So he had a vendetta.
Yeah, he got a vendetta against him.
And he might be the next attorney general.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But and that's
he's
just
gonna shut down every pizzeria. In the fucking
well, first of all, the pizzerias, more Albanians own pizzerias now than ever.
Okay.
Like if you have next time you at a pizzeria, and that's the thing too. Do you have a problem? Not meaning you in general, but just I want your opinion. Do you have a problem if a Mexican or Albanian is making pizza? Like, would you have a problem if a Jamaican guy owns a Mexican restaurant?
No.
Like, does it feel weird or different?
No, I don't have a problem with it, but if somebody says to me, Jamaicans own the Mexican restaurant, I'll be like, why the fuck would I want Mexican food from some Jamaicans?
Right,
I want Jamaican food from Jamaicans. Now, I will say this. It's this fucking Chinese spot in Teaneck, New Jersey. It's kosher. It's owned by the Jewish people. That shit is
What is
bang.
it? A Chinese spot?
Yes. It's a kosher
Really?
Chinese restaurant.
Yo, imagine a Italian owning a Chinese restaurant. Like, what do you want? The fucking General Tso chicken over here? Get him no MSG. Give him the fucking the May Fun. Imagine that. But imagine going to a restaurant and Italian guy's in there. He owns a Chinese restaurant. And he's like, what do you want? The fucking wonton soup?
Yeah.
That wouldn't be funny to you?
I mean, it'd be fucked up. I get it. Like, listen, I like diversity, but everything don't have to be diverse.
I like that.
I want Jamaican people to make Jamaican food because they're the experts at it. I want Mexicans to make Mexican food. That's fine. Like, we got this whole big thing going about diversity. Everything don't need to be diverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have to just force things to be diverse just because.
But we could like it because it's authentic. We could think that this person knows exactly. Like, for instance, you can't tell me that someone's not going to make a better Italian sauce than my mother. She's been making it for fucking 80 years.
Absolutely.
That's what I think. I'm not saying somebody can't come along and do better or do different, but to me, my palate is used to my mother's.
I want the authentic shit.
Yeah.
If I want some real live Italian food, I would love to be at your mom's house.
Yeah.
You know, one of the best meals I ever had, I was in West Virginia. And I was with this family called the Gandys. Rest in peace to Shane Gandy. And everything we ate, they either grew or hunted. I remember it was me and Duval. Duval like, man, I'm not eating this shit, whatever. And I just feel like that's disrespectful because, like, food is food. Like, when somebody offers you into their home to eat, that's like an intimate thing.
Sure.
Like, they really trying to
I
bond
want
with
to break
you.
bed with you.
Word. So I ate bear shoulder. I ate
He said bear shoulder.
squirrel hash.
You put
My
sazon
dad
on the
loves
bear shoulder?
Deer dumplings.
Deer dumplings? Were they delicious?
The meal was great. It was great. Now, mind you, I'm from the South anyway, so I eat motherfucking
roadkill.
deer and shit. Yeah, I eat roadkill. You know what I mean? But that shit was great. It was great.
Shit. Yo, let me tell you something. Motherfucker said deer dumplings and beer shoulder. Yo,
How did you connect with Duval?
Me and Duval met on MySpace.
Oh, sure.
was he in your top 8?
Nah, it sounds gay telling the story now, but it's like literally we both used to write for Ozone magazine.
Okay.
And I used to have a section called the Chin Check. And I think Duval was like 10 things I'm hating on or something like that. So this was when MySpace was popping. So he sent me a message one day. He was like, yo, man, I fuck with you. I fuck with what you do. I did some sketches for Ozone one year. And they couldn't even play the sketches because the sketches were so wide. I think they played like one. And Duval was like, man, I fuck with you, man. We got to get up and do something. And, you know, a lot of times in this game, everybody always said, oh, we got to get up and do something. But I'm the type person, I'm going to always follow through.
Yeah.
So that's what me and Duval did. So me and Duval, one day in New York, we shot this shit called the Hood State of the Union. In the Hood State of the Union, we had my man Scenario would edit it and put the graphics together, and we started putting that shit online, and that shit just
Went viral.
it popped off. That shit just started popping off crazy, and that's how we ended up at MTV.
Yeah.
Tiffany Williams and MTV saw the Hood State of the Union, wanted to turn it into a TV show. They didn't end up turning it into a TV show, but they ended up putting me and Duval on this Nick Cannon show called Hatin'. It didn't last long. The show only aired like once or twice, but they put us on that, and I've been in the MTV system ever since.
They love you over there.
They really do.
Yeah, that was since 2000. What year was that? That was 2009.
Yeah.
I got an office in that motherfucker now.
Now, I mean, you got the Uncommon Sense, right?
Yeah.
And what's Celebrity Deathmatch? Is that coming back?
It was supposed to. We announced
Why
it, but it
not?
never happened. I don't know. I think it might. I don't know what the fuck. I need to find out about that. I'm going up there in a minute.
You know, that's one thing I was telling Chris, photographer. I was telling him one thing I like about you is I like that you show people love and work with people that I feel like most people wouldn't try to do. Like, meaning, like, I always see you with the frat boy, what's his name, Greg T. You know,
Greg T,
or no, but what I'm saying, doing crazy things. Like, this guy came in naked one time, right, to the show.
Yeah.
But most people are like, get the fuck out of here. I'll fucking, like, I'll smack you. What are you doing? Like, if someone came in naked into our surroundings, most people would be like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
I mean, I don't give a shit if the camera's
No, but
rolling.
what I'm trying to say,
That's content. Let's go, baby. What's
Content
up?
creator. No, but what I'm saying is you have shown love and worked with, and I think that has helped you in the long run because these people have seen your rise and are like, yo, come on my show. Like, you know, you've gone to places where most people wouldn't have gone to because you opened these doors and show love and built relationships with them. No? Like,
I'm with you. Listen, I show respect to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I don't have a racist bone in my body. I don't have a sexist bone in my body. I'm not homophobic. All I care about is good and evil at the end of the day. And, you know, just for me, I feel like you get back what you put out. Like, people helped me on the way up. Like, Wendy and Kevin didn't have to fucking hear me in Columbia, South Carolina and say, yo, we can't pay you. We can give you a place to stay.
Right.
Like, all they do is provide me opportunity. And that's all I ever want to provide anybody else. To be honest with you, that's my rush. I got two loves in this world, career-wise. That's radio and providing people opportunity. Like I love, like just assisting people, assisting dope ass motherfucking talent. Like that shit is a rush. That's why I got so many shows that I'm executive producing right now. Like literally, and they'll be announced soon. But I got like one that's starting in March. One was supposed to come back in January, but we had to push it back.
This is MTV?
Well, yeah. I got 2 on MTV that got greenlit. And
look at you using all these fancy words. What the fuck is greenlit mean?
It's a go.
And one's at VH1 right now.
Either of those, the ones with Nori, like a cooking show, right?
Nori, we produced a show with Nori. It's called On the Run Eating. Right. Well, Nori's going around just eating at different places, like on some Black Anthony Bourdain shit.
Yeah, look, I'm proud of Nori. It's funny because I know that whenever he's heard me talk about him multiple times with Tax or different people, and I've always, even with Elliot, when I had Elliot and B-Dot here, I was explaining how us in the podcast world, and even it's funny, even you another thing you're fucking involved in, podcast world. I always tell him like we need to like if Tax is winning, we should be happy. If this one's winning, because it's going to help evolve the podcast world. And I always speak about that, and he actually gave me a shout and said that he agrees and appreciates that.
How can you not celebrate a nigga like Tax? How can't you celebrate a nigga like Nori? Like
people don't. People don't. People. Here's the thing. I think that what we think is people think too much of competitive and not collaborative. Yeah. People think like they have to.
People don't think about culture.
People have to do better than the Brilliant Idiots, or people have to be better than Charlamagne. Why not just be you? Listen, when I was in retail, people used to call me all the time. This is back when LRG was out, or A Life, or this, whatever it was. But people would call and be like, "Yo, I got a clothing brand. Oh, okay, what's the name? Well, we're like LRG. Well, I already got LRG. What the fuck? I need, who are you?" And I think that same, testament is for what people they're like. Oh, we're like the Brilliant Idiots. No, well, no. What the fuck? Who are you? Like, what is? You don't have to be like the Brilliant Idiots. You don't have to be. You can grab inspiration from them. Yeah. But seeing Nori's run has been, dope. Even like I look at it, like we had Prodigy on last week, and he was talking about, all the different beefs he had. One of them obviously was with Nori and stuff like that, little altercations they had. And I was like, yo, one thing would be funny is seeing you on the Drink Champs, but at the same time, you should go on the Drink Champs.
You should definitely go on the Drink Champs.
This is me on a podcast talking about that.
As a fan, I would love to see Prodigy and Nori together. I heard the one with Havoc and Nori, and I was like, damn. I wish Prodigy was there. It's funny. One of my white associates hit me about Prodigy last week. Yeah, because he was talking about Prodigy has a prison cookbook. Yeah, prison cookbook. Oh my God, that would be a great show idea. Yeah. And I'm like, all right, so I might need you to make that connect.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. Prodigy
and listen,
like
first of all, it's not only that. I was telling him, somebody goes away, makes a prison cookbook. Like those are the things we need to applaud. And this is something I'll ask you, even though. Why is it that, like, a guy goes away to jail, forget about who the fuck it is, makes a prison cookbook, right? He's he's in Harvard, he's in Yale, speaking about this shit, because keep in mind, the college dorm is the same type as jail, style, the way they eat, toaster and microwave. But why is it that way? Well, yeah. But then if somebody slaps the shit out of somebody on Instagram and gets 1 million likes. Yeah. Or something like that. Because something positive about coming home and staying home. Why is that?
Because we focus more on negativity than we do positivity. It's simple. Like, for whatever reason, motherfucking negativity sells and positivity don't. But for me personally, man, that shit is like that. That shit is very fleeting. Because guess what? When that fucking viral video goes away, this motherfucker getting slapped, Prodigy's still going to be talking at Harvard and still talking at these universities about his motherfucking book. The positivity just lasts. It lasts longer. Like I say that shit all the time at the Breakfast Club. Motherfuckers will hit me up and be like, "You so negative. You made Lil Mama cry." I'm like, "Man, that was 6 years ago." Talk to me about Farrakhan. Talk to me about Dick Gregory. Talk to me about Umar Johnson. Talk to me about Boyce Watkins. Talk to me about motherfucking, lady we gave money to for Christmas. Talk to me about all this positive shit we doing. I give turkeys away every year in my hometown in Monk's Corner. I give away book bags every year in my hometown in Monk's Corner. I got a turkey drive this week. Literally.
Can I get a turkey?
On the 19th in Monk's Corner, South Carolina, Berkeley High School.
Where you grew up.
A school I got kicked out from. In a town I used to sell crack in. Now
were you selling in bags or vials?
20s, man.
Okay.
20s a rock.
Yeah, as far as the little mama thing, since you did bring it up, I feel like some people just don't have closure. Like, you never, publicly said, "Hey, little mama, I'm sorry." Like, when she did come on the show, you kind of was, not apologetic. So they still feel like you're, an asshole.
I don't think because I like apologies to be sincere.
Right.
I don't like motherfuckers that apologize just because they got a bunch of heat on them and shit, or because they don't like the way that they're being perceived.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't necessarily feel like I owe her an apology, but I do feel bad. in hindsight. You know what I mean? In hindsight, you know, you look back and you're like, yeah, that was fucked up. But it was set up wrong. Them motherfuckers told me that me and her were supposed to be clowning on each other. That was the way this setup was. Like, yo, she knows you like to joke on her, so she gonna come in here with her jokes. You got your jokes. And then,
so they amped you up.
Yeah, so I'm like, all right, let's go. It's fun. And then Angelique brought up her mom dying, and then she starts crying, and then like, okay, all right, mood fucking killer.
It's funny. I think about like
Rest
back,
in peace to her mom too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. I think back like when we had that Dame episode with Just Blaze, and I think about how like our jobs, like even with me and Dallas, I was just thinking of like we were gonna make fun of like, you know, like continue to just fuck with the fuckery, and then it got serious, you know, where Dame said something to Just, and Just took it personal, but I never expected it to get where it was.
That was good.
But that was in the beginning. Like, you know, it's so funny. That's so funny to see. Even just see Elliot and B-Dot, even see you, because you used to be on the radio doing your thing, and then comment always on what we were doing in the podcast world. Like, always listen. So then it's funny to see then you move into the podcast world, create your own lane.
I like content, and I like motherfucking running my mouth. Like, even with the Brilliant Idiots, Chris Moreau, the power father.
Chris Moreau.
How did I say?
Burr.
Yeah, he's always been fucking.
Yo, let me ask him.
Chris Morrow.
Does he have
Morrow.
Does he have
Like bone marrow.
I always make fun of him with this, but I love him. Does he have a good handshake when he shakes your hand? Because it's always like slithery. You know what I mean?
Always dap him up. Like, give him a.
What about
His
Matt
hand a little
Raz?
juicy.
Matt Raz's handshake. You ever give you a handshake?
I try to dap Matt up too. Matt shit is slithery as a motherfucker.
he's
I don't
got,
like
like,
touching Matt's hand.
Andrew Schulz said he got Whopper Jr. hands, you know? Like Hobbit, you know?
Yeah, Matt shit is slimy as fuck. Matt weirds me out, period, though.
Yeah, no.
He's a little strange. Like something like you go to Matt's house, he probably find some like kitty porn on his fucking laptop or some shit.
He
like
probably
that.
eat his
Like,
boogers. I think so.
like,
Ginger's on the rise.
But Chris was on me about fucking doing a podcast
Yeah,
for the
for a
longest.
minute. Yeah, you know.
Podcast and a book. That was Chris
Yeah.
was on me about
Yeah.
doing.
Which he's done so many of books.
Yeah,
you know?
we doing them. Finish my.
And
we
what
just finished
made
my
you
book.
believe?
Oh, you worked with him on that book?
Yeah, it's called Black Privilege. Opportunity comes to those who
When
create
is that
it.
coming out?
April 17th through Simon & Schuster.
Do you think that that title alone is going to cause slack from people, or you think it's going to be like, hey, listen, this is what I'm looking at it as?
All I want the title to do is empower motherfuckers. Because I came up, I'm 36, you know what I'm saying? I came up in the era of, you know, motherfuckers walking around with the African medallions on, you know. I came up with my father playing James Brown, say a lot, I'm black and I'm proud. I was listening to motherfucking Public Enemy. And when Chuck D was telling me Farrakhan's a prophet, I think you ought to listen to him. Like, I grew up on black empowerment. I feel like we don't have enough black empowerment no more. I feel like
fact.
I'm watching all of these kids, man. A kid told me the other day, this is a true story. A kid said to me, because I was saying that the toughest conversations I have right now about race are with my daughter. Because I don't want to plant seeds in her head and have her thinking about things that may or may not be there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to bog her 8-year-old mind down with thoughts of racism and thoughts of sexism. I just want her to be a kid, right? So this dude goes, yo, why don't you just keep it real with her and tell her that her skin is a disadvantage and things are going to be harder for her because she's black. Nigga, fuck you. What the fuck you mean my skin is a disadvantage? Don't insult what God gave me. And that's how I truly feel. How can we look at a white person and be like, yo, that white person got privilege because of the color of his skin? Nigga, represent your set.
Right.
Respect what God gave you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm black. It's a privilege for me to be black. Like, God designed me this way. He created me this way. It's power in what I am. And guess what? I don't know anything else. So how could I look at somebody else and say, yo, they got an advantage of me because of the color of their skin? Why would I do that to myself?
But I remember when we had the episode, which was fucking crazy. All we got is all of us, me, you, Combat, and you were speaking about stuff like that, and people were giving you slack on the sense of like saying that he doesn't like, you know, whenever you speak like that, people may try to question you and say like you don't understand that there's a disadvantage, and you would always explain how, you know, you try to empower it instead of, and I understand
I
that.
grew up on 5% teachers, Pete.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I was taught that the black man is God.
Yeah.
Like, think about that. A black man in America has to believe that they're God, that there's something divine, just to wake up every day and strive to be successful. All a white person got to do is just wake up.
Right.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And we give them that. I'm not giving them that kind of, I'm not giving nobody that kind of energy over me. None. I call myself the God for a reason. I'm a black man. And not even just a black man. I'm God's creation. God put me here to be something great. You know what I mean? So how could I ever look at somebody else and be like, they're greater than me just because of the color of their skin? Nah, you got to show me more than that. You got to outwork me. You know what I'm saying? You got to be more intelligent than me. I got to see you putting yourself in better positions than me. Like, you got to do a lot more than just wake up white.
Right.
You know what I mean? For me to say, oh, he's better than me. I don't give it up for nobody just because they're white. I give it up for people because they're talented. Like, I love, man, it's so many people that I find energy in. That's why I love this whole game. That's why we talk about all these different podcasts and shit like that. I love listening to Drink Champs every week. Yeah. I love listening to The Read every week. I love listening to Taxstone every week. That shit inspires me.
Yeah.
Like, these motherfuckers, these talented motherfuckers out here. I'm not looking at them saying, oh, he's black, he's white, he's whatever the fuck Taxstone is. Because we still was Panamanian.
He's a Honduran motherfucker.
Honduran, yeah. Like they're just people. They're talented, dope people. I don't say, oh, Kid Fury's gay.
Yeah.
He's talented.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't say Pete's Italian. They talented. Talent inspires me. That's it.
And you back it up. That's one thing I will say. You
back it up.
Well, not that way. But you back it up. Like, there's a lot of people won't say this shit. They'll feel it. People listen to the Drink Champs every week. People that we probably know, and not big them up and like an episode.
Yeah.
Like, and if you ever talk to them and they're like, I'm not gonna front. I kind of like that episode. Well, then why don't you say something?
Say it.
Or don't be afraid.
That goes back to what you were saying too, though, about how a motherfucker will get slapped and everybody will talk about it. But that's the game we live in. Motherfuckers will whisper your success but scream out your failures. You know what I'm saying?
Man, say no. You know what? Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back. Charlamagne Tha God, he's here. We got a bunch of other things to get into. We don't want to hold you that long. We know you got some other greenlit shit to get to.
I'm good.
Okay? Internet, we'll be right back. You listen to the Premium Pete Show with Miss Listen Knows.
AKA Beyonce.
CHEA.
Ow.
Yo, check this out, man. It's Prodigy from the infamous Mobb Deep, the head nigga in charge, HNIC. You know what I'm saying? Repping that Queens, New York. Chilling, man, right now, man. Just kicking it, you know what I mean, with my homie Premium Pete. And this is the Premium Pete Show with Miss Lissa Knows. You know what I'm saying? Now we do it, kid. Keep it locked right here. Don't go nowhere. Real shit. One.
Internet, this episode is sponsored by Bevel. And Bevel, listen, the products are amazing. You see them in Target. You hear them all over every podcast. Their marketing game, their product game is A1.
A1. It's the first and only system clinically proven to prevent bumps, bruises, ingrown hairs, all that nasty things that be looking like cottage cheese on your man's face. It's not going to happen no more.
You don't need those.
You don't need those. You need that Bevel blade.
Go to getbevel.com/Pete. Your first month free. Check it out. Listen, internets, they fuck with us. We fuck with them. And it's the holiday season. What better time to get your significant other, your loved one, your friend, your cousin, your next door neighbor, a Bevel blade. Even get him one of those Bevel trimmers. Because Nas said, Bevel blade, what did he say about that?
He said his signature fade is with the Bevel blade.
That's a major key.
Ow.
Getbevel.com/Pete.
Anything else is going to get you ethered.
Get your free shit over there. Now let's get back to the show. CHEA. Internets, and we're back. Listen, we were talking on break about, you were saying that Black Privilege, the book that's coming out, when? April what?
April 17th. I mean, the book is basically just, it's like, you ever read 48 Laws of Power?
Of course.
I'm reading the 50 right now.
You read the outlines? What you reading?
The 50th
Law? That's dope. That's about fear. That's dope.
Yeah.
But it's basically like that, and 50th Law is a good example because I have 8 principles that I learned in my life, and I'm using moments from my life to show people how I came to these conclusions about these principles and how these principles have helped me in my life. So that's what it is.
So
it's self-empowerment.
You have always wanted to be in media? Like, was that like one of your dreams?
Yeah, I mean, I was just tired of getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like, the first time I ever went to jail, I was in jail for a few months because of a point and presenting charge. And then I caught like a drug charge, like distribution of like cocaine and some
intent to
shit
sell.
like that. Yeah. So
and then you came out and then you got an internship.
I just started working mad odd jobs at first. I just wanted to do anything but hustle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I worked everywhere. I worked at Taco Bell. I did telemarketing. I worked at a clothing store in the mall.
Right.
And that was the other thing, too. I never was, they'll tell you, you can't get a job. So I would go fill out these applications. I'd be like, man, you can't tell. I'd go fill out these applications. They'd be like, have you ever been convicted of? Yes. Write down what it was.
When
and
you
I still
say
would get jobs.
When you say you do anything but hustling, is it because you had enough? You got tired of getting locked
getting
up?
Out of jail.
Yeah.
In order to change your life, you got to change your lifestyle. When you got your father in your head telling you you're going to end up dead or in jail or broke sitting under the tree, and then you really start getting locked up or you really start seeing motherfuckers dying around you, only a fool would continue to go down that path.
Right, that's insanity.
So luckily I caught it early. You know what I mean? I was 18, 19 when I got an internship at Z93 Jams in Charleston. So from that moment on, I had the bug. I was like, yo, this is what I want to do. And from that moment on, I told myself, I want to be a super jock. I don't want to be some motherfucker sitting in Charleston, reading the time and temperature, announcing what the new song. Hey, this is new Fetty Wap.
Yeah.
My way.
There's traffic on the 130.
Traffic on the 130. Like, fuck that. Like, I was listening to.
So you want to be like a Howard Stern?
I was listening to Howard. I was listening to Star and Buck. I was listening to Wendy. I was listening to Doug Banks, Tom Joyner. Started hearing about people like Petey Green, doing my research on guys like Frankie Crocker, Angie Martinez, even Funk Flex. I'm not a hater of Funk Flex. Like, even I was like, yo,
I mean, yeah.
If I do it, I'm gonna do it I want to do it at that level.
But let me ask you.
How did you go ahead?
Even with Funk Flex, did you ever talk ever?
Never. I don't know him. I met Flex one time in my life.
So why do you have such a beef?
It wasn't such a beef. It was like, listen, man. Sometimes your idols become your rivals. Right. And it was just that simple. Like, come on, man. Mr. C was a serial purchaser of penis. This motherfucker got caught out here.
You say like he's bought it on eBay.
Yes, it seemed like he was. This motherfucker he got caught 3 times with transsexuals. Who the fuck is not gonna say something about that on the radio?
But I think people just hate that you're stating the facts. But I guess people don't like, but
I remember that day. I remember me and Envy was at the Nets game.
Right.
And we was sitting courtside, and we started getting these tweets, Mr. C arrested for being with a transgender. Like, what? Now, mind you, I used to work with Wendy, so I knew all this shit anyway. Like, Wendy Ben put me on the game about every freaking pillow-biting motherfucker that's in the game, right? So she been put me on. So I'm like, wow. So that Monday, I gave him donkey of the day. And I didn't give him donkey of the day because he's gay. If you gay, you gay. God bless you. I don't have no problem with gay people. I gave you donkey because you out here when all you really need is a fucking boyfriend and a fucking hotel room.
Right.
Yeah. Keep your shit private.
Keep your shit private.
Right.
You out there fucking prostitutes, bro? Like, then it happened again. And when I gave him donkey today the first time, Flex jumped on the radio that night. I heard that little shot that you threw this morning, whatever. You don't really want this. All right, now Flex, you getting donkey today the next day. I don't give a fuck.
What do you call him, Flex Hogan?
Flex Hogan.
But let me ask you, when you had that You Gotta Drop incident, you think it was Flex's people?
Yeah.
I think so too. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Because I felt that way too.
Yeah, because that Friday I put out that video. What if Funkmaster Flex told the truth?
Yeah.
And it was the whole video, and I had about him,
I remember that, yeah.
Getting beat up by S&S, all kind of shit. And then that Monday that happens,
But they were outside the building in the morning?
Yeah, they lined me up twice. Because the first time, I guess they didn't know which way I came in. So it was 2 dudes standing in front of the building, and then when I walked in, the dude came behind me, he was like, yo, Charlamagne, let me get a drop.
In the morning?
In the morning. But I knew from that moment, I like, this is a setup.
Yeah.
Because who the fuck is hustling this hard at 5 in the morning for fucking
5 in the
mixtapes?
morning, give me a drop?
Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody hustling.
That's why when
hard.
that second time, you was like, you in these drops.
Yeah, I'm like, yo,
damn.
y'all in these motherfucking drops. And I'm just waiting for whatever. But I'm looking, where I slipped up, I'm looking at the cameraman.
Right.
And I'm thinking the cameraman, I didn't think they was going to line me up 3-4 guys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you had the ill fucking, like, you work on your Pilates?
I do my core strong.
I would say you had the ill, like you moved, like I was like, oh shit, how the fuck did
my
you move
mad
like
agility
that?
was on 99, baby.
You caught. Now let me ask you,
That's the unagi.
is after that, is that when you wound up getting security around you or people around you that you were like, yo, this will never happen to me again?
Well, see the thing, well, no, it was the second. It was another time that nobody saw, and that was across the street at the pharmacy. Only people saw that one was Envy, Angela, G-Spin. Because I had to do a whole police report. I had to fuck a guy up.
Yeah.
I literally walked across the street to go to the ATM to get some money out. And as I'm walking out, this dude just swings on me. Dude, like about 6'2", 6'3", whatever. But I'm in the store. So there's no way for me to run. I love to run.
Yeah.
I'd rather get the fuck out of there.
And G-Spin didn't come swinging?
No. See, what happened was when he hit me,
I
just hit the dude. Boom. So me and the dude was scrapping. And I end up just like really fucking the dude up really bad. You know what I'm saying? So when the police and shit came, they had to look at the surveillance camera and all that shit like that. And they was like, well, you fucked him up. What you want to do? And I'm like, whatever. Let's just go.
Yeah,
I just had to do all that shit for my job. Like my boss had to look at the camera and all that shit like that. And that's when Wax was like, nah, fuck that. Because Wax had just moved back up here. Because Wax was getting...
Wax is a friend of yours since, right?
Forever.
Yo, it's crazy because
literally.
Wax became, quote unquote, your security, but also the guy's a fucking... You created content out of him. Like, he's become... No, really. I'm dead serious. This guy has become a fucking... Like, he's known on the Brilliant of these podcasts. Yeah. He's known out there. I mean, live shows, girls want to fuck him.
Listen, anybody that knows Charlamagne has been knowing Wax. Wax has literally been with me since 2002.
Yeah.
I met Wax in Columbia, South Carolina, when I used to sell mixtapes him, my other boy, both our other boy. His name's Dre. Salute to Dre. He got a clothing store in Charlotte called All Season.
All Season shout out.
Yeah, they was playing football at Allen University, and they was from Jersey, so they used to want to have the mixtapes. I used to have all the new Dipset, all the new G Unit.
Nice.
And my cousin, his name's Shaolin. He's here in Rawway. He knew a dude that was living in Jersey, so he told me to go get up with him. And the dude used to rap, dude named Louis the 13th. So I went to get up with Louis, and all of them was living together. Wax, Louis, and Powder. And this was literally like February of 2002. And we've been doing the same shit since 2002 that we're doing right now. Like
now,
I never Wax just used to roll with me.
No, of course, but now he's getting paid for it, right?
Now he gets paid.
Well, let me ask you something. Is that
nice
is that something you had to come out of your pocket, or the radio said, "Hey, listen, we're going to help you with this shit"?
Nah, I pay Wax through my own company.
Well, they should help you out, because to be honest with you, and that's a question I have for you actually, because when you think about it.
Well, iHeart pays for the white armed security. The white man that will pop you legally, and nobody will hashtag your name.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, they pay for that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, that guy is like, he covers everybody. Because I mean, you got mad stalkers and shit. Niggas Angie Martina be having stalkers. Angela Yee be having
crazy.
stalkers.
Yeah,
Elvis Duran got stalkers.
So, when we had Angela on the episode, she was talking about, we spoke about, there's a guy that goes stalking her. He's talking about how her pussy tastes like water. She don't even know who he is. I'm like, water? What kind of fucking water does it taste like? Fiji?
Yo,
Smart?
I wish people could see the type of, I don't want to say...
Fan base?
I don't like that word. I don't like
How
that
about
word.
Listeners? Audience?
Yes,
platform?
fanatical listeners that radio stations develop. Like, we literally had a dude sneak in the radio station last week through the freight elevator.
What?
And I'm in the fucking studio. It's me, Angela, and like a couple of the interns, and we talking. This dude walks in and goes, "Yo, y'all voting?"
What the fuck?
I go, "Who the fuck are you?" Like, I'm like, and I'm not disrespectful. I don't know you. Like, who are you? He was like, "Oh, I work on the 17th floor." He goes, "Yeah, Charlamagne, you're a funny motherfucker, man." He goes, "Yeah, man, you remind me of people in my family. You Dominican?"
Dominican. But let me
Somebody
ask you.
call Wax, get this motherfucker.
Get him the fuck out.
Something ain't right. Like,
here.
I just know something he did.
Right.
He snuck in through the freight elevator.
Do you ever think, even like, okay, you have a family. For those, I don't want to put you. I'm sure you told people you're pretty quiet with that though. You
Married, 2 kids. Yeah.
You don't put that out there a lot. But
yeah, because motherfuckers want to get me. So
exactly,
why would I put my family
exactly. No,
out there?
I agree. But you ever go to the mall and worry, like, does Wax have to come everywhere?
Nah.
But you ever go like I remember who was telling me? Damn, I forgot. I think Prodigy was telling me. He was like, "Yo, I'll be in Sesame Place with my kids back in the days. I was looking like around my shoulder. Like, I got the gat on me, and I'm like, yo."
Nah.
But what I'm saying is, you ever think like that? Because keep in mind, what you're doing is pushing the truth to a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about what people are doing. If somebody's doing something fucking stupid, or somebody does something crazy, you're talking it, and most time it may go viral.
Yeah.
But now these people are mad at you.
Well, I thank God that He's put me in a financial space to where I can go other places with my family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not in the hood with my family. I'm not at some rap function with my family. Like, we might be deep in Jersey somewhere where we the only black family in there. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not the way I would ideally want it. Of course, you want to be around your own people, but that's just not the way it is.
Yeah.
Truth be told. But when it comes to work stuff, Wax is always with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, anything work related. But that was not only was that Wax was getting in a lot of trouble in Miami.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of trouble. This motherfucker had 3 girls pregnant at the same time.
God
He had a
damn.
fucking murder rap that he got caught up in. Thank God
This motherfucker
got out
wears
of that.
gloves during the day.
He's out of his
I don't
fucking
understand
mind. Yeah,
that.
he's out of his mind. So I told him, like, man, move back up to fucking Jersey. We can figure out something for you to do. And it just so happened, hey, I started to need him to roll me everywhere.
I heard you say before, don't look at your friends to do dirt for you. Look at them where they could do work for you.
Hell yeah. I don't want to be in a situation where I got to bail him out of jail. We been did that. We did that years ago. I don't want to do that shit now. Like, for what? I don't want goons.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want somebody that's going to fuck somebody up for me. You know what I'm saying? We on the defense. E40 told me the realest shit. E40 said, man, make it difficult for people.
Right.
E40 said, don't make a motherfucker feel like he can just run up on you. So that's what that's for. That's to create difficulty.
Right.
Plus, my man, he makes a good living rolling with me. And
Sure.
don't get it fucked up. Wax, he don't just do security. Wax got a whole chicken
Yeah, I know
farm.
exactly. I know that's the weirdest thing. Wax is seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
he's got to have his own fucking podcast.
If he got time. I mean, right now, he's back and forth to South Carolina because he got a fucking chicken farm.
Yeah,
These motherfuckers literally raising chickens, eggs, selling meat, packaging shit. I'm crying, laughing. He got the fucking cartoon from the Brilliant Idiots, wax with the fucking pitchfork.
Yeah, I seen that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's his fucking label for his chicken now. You know,
dope.
Smith Farms.
You know, now that we spoke about Flex, let's go over a couple of people. What about Rosenberg? You know, have you ever had talks with him?
I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
To be
Right.
totally honest with you.
Yeah.
I really don't. Like, see, the thing with Flex, I don't got no problem mentioning Flex's name because Flex is a legend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it benefits me to mention Funkmaster Flex. And it definitely benefits me when he, you know, was coming at me.
And I like your approach on that
Yeah.
because I remember when you were saying, like, if he's shitting on me, he's talking about me, hey, you know, like,
And
I
it's
didn't think about it like that, even not for me versus Flex, meaning me in general in my life. Like, you know, when you take things that people say, I was like, yo, I never, like, you think about somebody's talking about you, that's a horrible thing. Meanwhile, he was like, yo, they talk about me, it's publicity for me.
Yeah, and then like these other guys, they poke at you. It's like, I don't even give a shit.
The funny thing I found out, you know, is over the years they wouldn't mention Breakfast Club at all. It was like almost like kind of like, you know, where it's funny because Lissa would say the other show for Combat Jack show, but now I'm like, fuck it, whatever, the Combat Jack show. God bless them, I love them.
Yeah.
But now all of a sudden they're mentioning your name, people will mention you, and I'm like, yo, it's funny because I'm a New Yorker. I never been in a world where Hot 97 was overdubbed by something else. Hot 97 was everything.
So why would I make the same mistakes that they made? I'm talking to 70 plus radio stations every day. We're on in multiple markets all across the country. Why would I be wasting my time talking about somebody that nobody probably even motherfucking knows?
No, because Tom Joyner show is doing better than that show.
What about Ebro?
Don't know who that is.
Really?
No.
Since you saying that you don't know who these people are, on the flip side, Wendy did the same thing to you.
Really?
Yeah, someone asked about him, and she pulled the same thing and said, I don't know who that is. And we all know that's how that's how we know you.
Yep.
How did that make you feel? And in retrospect, now that you're doing that to these people, like...
Well, the difference is me and Wendy actually...
Yeah, they built something together.
I used to live with them.
Yeah. So did they cook in the morning? What did they cook in the morning?
She had like nannies and shit. Like
oh, really?
Yeah, she had cooks and all that. Like,
damn,
I used to live with them.
It really makes me sad that you guys are not like cool.
Well, that's because
like,
me and her husband. Me and her husband got issues with each other. It's actually over wax, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't want him on the couch next to you?
Nah, it was
Kevin Hunter's a humongous sneakerhead. I don't know if
he's definitely
he's one of the like people. Many people don't know that.
Yeah.
But over the years, like he's got some collection.
He got a collection. I got number love for Kevin Wendy though.
Yeah, you've never said anything negative.
Nah, if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be in the position that I'm in now. And it's funny though, because when they bought me here in 2006, man, like a lot of those people that poke at me now, they was already in position.
Right.
So it's like, I'd be kind of upset too is if a motherfucker that's been here a lot less longer than I have has done 10 times.
It's like if the Lookout became the kingpin and all the other drug dealers on the block is like, damn, like how did he surpass us?
Exactly. When I got here, motherfuckers was already program directors and already doing morning shows. So what you been doing here the whole time?
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm here to work. I'm here to hustle. So that's why they can't get no acknowledgement out of me until they step their game.
Well,
do you think that you and Wendy will ever reconcile, or you and Kevin on that for that matter?
I met with Kev after that. After Wendy went on Elvis Duran show and was like, and Elvis brought me up and she was like, who? Like, I met with Kev after that. Because Kev know that was fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So me and Kev had a conversation in Newark. All we did was yell and scream at each other. And then I saw him again like in the barbershop lately and we gave each other dap. But I mean, listen, man, people come into your life for reasons, seasons, or lifetimes. Yeah. That was a few good seasons.
Say that again.
That's it. Reasons, seasons, and lifetimes. That was for a reason. That was for a couple seasons. She's doing great. I love to see her, all the success she's done, and I'm doing good out here.
You are.
Hey, listen.
And all I did was make for great chapters in the book.
You gotta get on that shoe cam. You gotta get on that fucking shoe cam. Now listen, we already went over Tax, and I love the way you spoke about, your
I heard Tax is your shooter. Like that's how when that happened.
That.
Yeah, that's the word.
Funny.
Like that's
the first time I ever met Tax. Tax goes, "Yo, you remember them dudes snuffed you in front of the building? Just want you to know he headbutted a bullet." which ended up being true. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with me. It had nothing to do with Tax. But come on, if you can pay somebody to fucking swing on somebody at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling what other dirt he was into.
Right.
That would end
Most
up
definitely.
causing him to get his motherfucking.
Yo, I
ass killed.
listen, I've been championing Tax from the day that they were thinking about bringing him off at LSN. He knows that. And but one thing I will say is it's funny. The first time I met dude, I thought he was clocking me the wrong way. I didn't know his eye was fucked up. And I was like, what the fuck this kid like looking at like me like that, And because like, when I would say what's up to him, but he was still looking at me funny style. So I'm like, yo, when you dap somebody up and then you get the vibe off of that. And I was like, what the vibe is he still looking at me like that? I didn't know. And he's like, nah, one of my eyes is gone. I'm like, okay. Motherfucker had trying to be Forrest Whitaker out here. Yo, he was before Fetty Wap, man. Not
He was
before
definitely before Fetty
Not
Wap.
before Forrest Whitaker.
I ain't gonna front. Those kind of insulting when like people say that to me, like, oh, Tax your shooter, yo, Tax, you just fuck with Tax because you want him to hold you down. I'm like, nah, I fuck with Tax because he's talented.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's showing that. He's showing
that motherfucker's great.
He's showing that. Yo,
I saw that shit on Twitter. I used to be crying, laughing at his tweets. Now, mind you, a lot of these motherfuckers that can tweet that funny shit aren't
Can't
really
say
funny.
That type of shit,
Yeah.
I learned that with Uncommon Sense. I bought in 100 motherfuckers, literally.
Hey, you didn't bring me on that motherfucker.
Nor did you bring me,
should.
but I'm not down with Black Twitter.
The only reason why I say you don't bring me on is because I remember I texted you. I was like, yo, you gotta have a real Italian up there, not these fucking Jersey Shore kids. What the fuck? You gotta have a fucking. But anyway, go ahead with Tax.
But no, I auditioned mad motherfuckers off of
thinking they were funny.
And they was whack. I just used to see Tax tweets. So I'm like, yo, man, why don't you come on the podcast one week?
Yeah.
And he came on the fucking podcast. That was the name of the podcast, Head Bought a Bullet.
Yeah.
And he killed. And I'm like, Chris, you got to
he
get this
did.
motherfucker podcast. You could just see it. Like, you
Yeah.
could just hear the magic in this motherfucker.
Right.
And now, look.
Yeah.
Tax is more popping than all these radio personalities
I
y'all
was
named
just
to me.
about to say that. The people you named?
Easily.
Yeah.
In less
and
than
they're
a
intimidated
year.
by that. And that's why
they
they
hate
keep
it.
egging on
hate
him and poking him.
And they were trying.
yeah.
They also got him. Well, whatever.
Yeah,
They
all
did.
types
They
of shit.
did.
Yeah,
They got him
they
suspended
did.
from Uncommon
Have you
Sense.
ever
Yeah.
put someone on or helped someone and then like regretted it later?
I don't ever regret it. I mean, they may fuck me over, but I don't ever regret it because
Right.
God's not going to judge me based on how people treat me. He's going to judge me based on how I treat people.
How do you deal with that though? Like afterwards, do you just like cut it off and just cut your losses, or do you address that person?
You cut your losses, man. The one time it really fucked with me, I had anxiety like a motherfucker. I talk about it in my book. It was this rapper named Little Rue from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And Little Rue had this song called The Nasty Song. And me and Little Rue ended up, this is when I was working with Wendy, so me and Little Rue ended up doing this deal together where it was my company, Stupid Dope Moves, his company, Presidential, and we were supposed to sign with Asylum Records. Salute to my man Jay Grand. This when Joey IE was over there.
Shouts to Joey.
And I bought Little Rue up here to go in the studio with Swiss Beats. He ended up doing 4 songs with Swiss Beats.
Damn.
And Swiss even got on one of the hook of the records. And that's another reason I treat people the way I treat people, because of people like Swiss. Because Swiss did shit for me that he didn't have to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Swiss just so happened, he caught me. You never ask somebody, never say to somebody, look, if you need anything, holla at me.
We learned that on Martin.
Because I'm going to press
They
you.
gonna Hollywood talk you.
And that's when I saw Swiss at Mano's video shoot for High Hater. And Swiss was like, yo, I fuck with what you do on the radio. This is when I was on Wendy. He was like, yo, you're a funny motherfucker, whatever. If you working on anything, let me know. Well, I'm glad you said that, Swiss.
I got something right
this
here.
album I just put out called South Crack the Album. It's a compilation album of all South Carolina artists. I really like for you to check it out. I'm trying to get one of these dudes signed. So he listened to it and was like, yo, send me one person you think can go, and I'm gonna do a song with him.
That's
and I'm gonna
so
take you
dope.
anywhere you wanna go. He ended up doing 4 with him. And he came to us to the meeting at Asylum. Swiss Beats ain't had to do that shit.
Right.
He didn't have to do that at all.
He wasn't
Man,
invested in
Swiss
that
Beats,
guy.
regardless of being such a big piece of the puzzle of hip hop, he got Alicia Keys. Like, yo, I don't know how the fuck he pulled that one off, man.
He's
like,
Swiss
yo, I give him,
Beats.
let me tell you something. I get some tweets sometimes. They say with sunglasses on, they can't tell the difference between Premium Pete and Swiss Beats. I say, listen,
When
I
people
wish.
got cataracts.
I wish.
Yeah,
They
they definitely got
delusional as
food
a
poisoning. And
Well, how
they
about
gotta
John B?
get
How about
together.
John B?
I see John B.
Thank you,
I don't
thank you,
see
John
no.
B.
I
I see
like
John
John
B.
B.
Yo, actually-
Don't do that. The person you look like, if you like from far away and you squint real hard, is DJ Drama.
Get the fuck out of here.
With sunglasses on. Yes, ain't no John B. It's
John
DJ
B.
Drama.
They
John B.
don't want
You
to
see
know.
John B?
I see John B.
Nah, don't listen to what people say. You lying. You lying, Charlamagne.
Get him out your life.
But what happened with the guy with Swiss? Like what was
Oh, nah.
the-
So, yeah, look, he did 4 songs with him. Jay Grant and Joey IE was going to sign to him. And in the process of this, I had a lot of my DJ friends doing favors, like Envy. That's another reason I fuck with Envy, because I didn't know Envy from a can of paint. Kev knew Envy.
Right.
Wendy's husband.
First thoughts of Envy. First thoughts. The first time you seen him.
Envy. First time I met Envy, we was at a crab house in Jersey. We was trying to get him to play the Little Rue record. And he just did it off the strength. No brown paper bag, no none of that shit. Like, he was like, all right. I told him what we was trying to do for South Carolina. This motherfucker played the record on a Saturday afternoon on Hot 97. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
And I remember texting Lil Rue like, yo, Envy playing your shit right now. Lil Rue text me back, you punk pussy motherfucker. You got me fucked up. You got motherfuckers thinking that we got a label situation together and you fucking up my shit. I had to sit down. I'm like, oh, am I on drugs? Like, what the fuck is going on right now? But what happened was, when Envy was playing the record and Drama was holding me down on Hot 107.9 in Atlanta, the record charted on Billboard. In the process of all of this happening, other labels were coming. So labels would come at me, and I'd shut them down like, no, we going to Asylum. But then they would go to this manager that Lil Rue had named Jonathan Stevens, fucking snake oil salesman. They would go to him and fucking be having conversations with him.
Right.
So they country. I'm country too, but these motherfuckers are country. They country to where
they country.
If a Def Jam call, they like Def Jam Asylum. Now, at the time, Asylum got Shorty Low, God bless the dead, Waka Flocka, Gucci Man, that whole Houston movement with Mike Jones and Paul Wall. They got Lil Boosie Webby. They popping. They know what to do with Southern music.
Right.
Motherfucking Def Jam got Rick Ross, Jay-Z, the Rihannas. These country motherfuckers is looking at that. We want to do that. So I told Lil Rue, I told Jonathan, I said, go on the fucking website and look at the 70 people Def Jam has signed.
Right.
And then out of those 70, it's about 8 that's popping. He going to be in the other 60 motherfucking too. And they just couldn't see that. And Jay Grant even tried to have a conversation with him. And so these niggas was just hell-bent on going to motherfucking Def Jam. So that's what they did. They went to Def Jam, and my lawyer worked it out to where the advance that he got, which was $150,000, he ended up getting 80 of that. We got 70, but we had to give 40 to a label that he had signed a contract with in Atlanta. So me, Kev, and my homeboy DJ Frosty ended up splitting like 30 motherfucking grand. And I literally would have anxiety attacks about this shit because I'm like, yo, this motherfucker fucked up not just an opportunity for him, but an opportunity for the whole state of South Carolina. Because I had a whole plan. I'm like, yo, we're going to get Lil Rue out, and then we're going to do exactly what Houston doing with Asylum. We're going to do exactly what fucking Lil Boosie and Webby them doing with Asylum. We're going to do exactly what Gucci and doing with OJ the Juice Man and Flocka. I had like 3-4 guys ready to go. So I just feel like he fucked up an opportunity, not just for himself, but for everybody else. And I can deal with shit being fucked up for me. I've been fired 4 times. You know what I'm saying? I come from a dirt road in Moscow, South Carolina. I'm good with nothing.
Right.
But when you fuck up opportunities for everybody else, that's when I have a huge issue.
You know, you mentioned you got fired. I remember a time I heard you talk about that you got fired. And
4 times.
one of the times you got fired that you were married. And I think that you had to move back to your parents. Is that true?
I wasn't married yet, but me and my wife had our daughter.
Okay.
And we was living in an apartment in Lyndhurst, New Jersey. And I was literally moving into my townhouse in Philly that day because I was doing mornings in Philly. This was like the Beanie Siegel. I did an interview with Beanie Siegel where he aired out Jay-Z. That came out on a Friday. It went viral crazy. Jay-Z commented on it. That Monday, it was like, all right, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Was that why?
That's what they say.
You think Hov got you fired?
That's what they say. That's what I got in the book.
Okay.
Made for a great chapter in the book. You know what I mean? I really don't know to this day. Even when Jay came on the Breakfast Club and we asked him about it, he just gave me the Jay-Z.
Because Jay-Z is slithery, and I know he's not going to...
He's not slithery. He just...
he moved under the radar like slithery.
Chess.
That's what I mean by slithery.
Yeah, he's a boss.
Yeah.
Like, you know how many motherfuckers I get fucked up behind the scenes now, and I love it? I don't gotta tell you. I don't have to tell you.
You're such a cancer.
But I don't have to tell you I fucked you up.
But what about, you know...
You and 50 and...
No, not 50.
No, I'm talking about the cancers.
Did you have to go back to your parents and stuff like
that?
that?
Yeah, I had to move back.
That had to be depressing. Yo, I'm going to tell you, listen, and I'm not clowning on you. I've been married, got divorced, and I thought we were living a beautiful life. Next thing you know, I'm sitting there, my mother's like, you want chicken cutlet tonight? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
It was 2009 I moved back. And I stayed from November 2009 to like November 2010, because matter of fact, it's about to be 7 years for the Breakfast Club. December 3rd is 7 years.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
So I moved back at the end of November of 2010. And I remember getting into an argument with my little sister, my little ratchet ass sister. And she said to me, look at you. You used to be with Wendy. Now you back home living with your mama. Damn. And I said to her, yeah, but this is temporary for me, but permanent for you.
You guys really don't get along?
I love her, man, but I
love
her. I mean,
brothers and sisters
I'm
are weird.
at one point, I really did not like her. I really didn't. You know what I mean? I just could not stand her little ass. But now it's just like, that's my little sister.
Like, I can't stand my brother. Shout out to you, though. Love you.
But what made you stay strong throughout those times? Like, meaning
God, man. Yeah. Like, I just always... I remember Kendra G, man. Kendra G is that's my homie. Kendra G does mornings at WGCI in Chicago. Kendra G said to me, look, Charlamagne, every time you get fired, they tell you the same thing. They're moving into another direction. She said, it's not them moving you in another direction. It's God moving you in another direction. Kendra G said to me verbatim, she said, I want you to enjoy all that time down there with your mom and your family. I want you to really enjoy that time because when you get back in position, you're not going to have any time.
Right.
Kendra G said that to me, and she
was
did
right.
not lie.
And how did that happen, that recovery?
I just kept going. Like, I kept doing, like, see, this is the beautiful thing about the era we live in now. And I tell kids this shit all the time. I don't got to sit around and wait for nobody.
Right.
Me and Duval kept doing Hood State of the Union videos. And, you know, those shit.
Got on Guy Code, right, from that too, right now?
Yeah, I got on Guy Code because of the Hood State of the Union videos. But those videos just kept it going, kept me alive. And plus, I was just on social media. I was just a Twitter nigga. I was always tweeting and, you know, just.
You're a Twitter guy.
I was a Twitter guy.
Now you're a radio guy.
Yeah, and Angela Yee kept me alive, too, because Angela would have me come up to Shade 45 and co-host her show on Lip Service, and she'd feed me
What's
rappers.
your first thoughts of Andrew? When you
Wait, what?
Feed
She'd feed me rappers, yeah, because I remember one day I was at home. Angela goes, yo, Charlamagne, I know you always got something to say about Mims. Mims going to be up here. Oh, yeah, put me on the phone with this whack motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I'm just talking so much shit to him.
This is why I'm hot?
Yeah, I'm killing him bad. So that goes on World Star and shit like that. So shit like that just kept me going. You know, I'll be doing sketches and shit. And like G-Spin, Cadillac Jack, Joe Yae, they all was just in tune with what I was doing. And I didn't even know that they was looking to do a new morning show in New York. I was in Joe Yae's office one day because I had just finished doing Lip Service with Angela Yee. So me and her was up, not Lip Service, whatever she was calling the morning after. So we was doing the morning, then we went to Kaiser's office. And then somehow we
Kaiser.
And then we ended up at Joe Yae's office. I forgot why. And Joe Yae was like, yo, you know G-Spin? I was like, I met him once. Cause I did meet with him right after Philly. G-Spin wanted to meet me right after I got fired.
Which G-Spin is the program director, right? Of Power 105.
Like APD, something like that. I don't know.
And Boston or whatever.
Boston,
I love G-Spin. I say this all the time whenever somebody's on and knows him. I just don't like his teams, like the Patriots. That motherfucker, I don't like the Patriots.
Nah, G-Spin's a good
But he's a good dude.
Great dude.
Yeah.
So G-Spin, he connected me to G-Spin. And me and G-Spin just stayed in touch with each other. And then G-Spin introduced me to Cadillac Jack. And, you know...
But is this who gives you the, like, I feel like with what you do, it's amazing that, like, people don't complain or come at you. Behind the scenes, people wouldn't know. Meaning, like iHeart in general has been so, I guess, just, like, open for you to evolve. Because, like, they could, you know, they could be like, I'll give you an example. One time Luke was on from a 2 Live Crew. And one of the interns was a Filipino that we had. And I remember, like, Luke was walking by, he's like, damn. And I was like, yo, Luke, you ever fuck a Filipino? And Combat was like, what are you doing? We could get us sued. What's the matter with you? And I was like, yeah, but it's...
She's Filipino.
But I was like, it's Luke. But the point I'm trying to make is, yo, they have gave you such a long rope. Think about it. And
I've been fired 4 times.
No, but
they
what I mean is iHeart has...
They knew they was hiring.
And they bet on you, and they have won.
They won.
Yeah. And they're still winning.
And people don't realize the first year of the Breakfast Club, they was about to fire us.
Why?
Because the ratings was low.
Oh.
But we did what we all did. Me, Angela, and Envy, we used the motherfucking internet. The internet is what propelled the Breakfast Club to a whole nother level.
People watch the videos. They don't even listen to the radio. Some of them. I'm not saying everybody. I'm saying there's a lot of people who watched religiously. Like, that's why I call you the video podcast, because in this day and age, people listen to, like, a Tax, this show, a Combat, or a Drink Champs, a Brilliant Idiots, and then they'll watch the Breakfast Club as like
we kind of set a precedent for that. Nobody will give us our credit till probably years from now.
Yeah.
But I didn't see all of that before us.
Yeah.
That's the truth to the matter. I mean, every radio show does it now, but I didn't really see that before us.
Even when Angela was on Sirius, though, she would do that. And she said she got in trouble for doing that type of stuff.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let them tape it up there. Angela would, and that was the thing. Angela would do it, and Envy would do it. And I would do audio.
Right.
So, like, you'd hear me with Cassie, or you'd hear me with Buffy the Body, or you'd hear me and Beanie Siegel. But we all knew how to utilize the internet in our own various different ways. And that's why I would be at home watching. I'd be at home watching Envy when he'd be on Hip Hop Nation, and I'd be watching Angela when she was on Shade 45. They were the only people I saw doing that.
He's a super hustler, Envy. Like, you and him definitely. I mean, it's funny. Like, I like the way your chemistry, and even with Andrew, I like how she fits in. But I like the chemistry because you'll rag on him, he'll rag on you, and the internet. I'll be reading some. Like, I love the comments. I love anything I do. I always love interacting with people. I'm a people person. Mm-hmm. When the comments are like, envy, like, you know how he says, like, explain to the people what exactly, the people who write, he always says that, like a porn star will come up there and they're like, explain to people what exactly porn is, you know, like, or... But even like, you know, the way MVX, you know, like, well, could you explain to the people what a baseball player is? You know, like, and they make fun of him, and he'll make fun of you. But, you know, even I see, you know what's so funny? People love to hate you. I feel like people love you. Like, you remind me so much of Howard Stern, because I remember people back in the day used to listen to Howard Stern and hate him. And I'm like, yo, why the fuck are you listening to him? Like, I want to hear what he says next.
Yeah.
And that, you remind me so much of that. Even like it's funny. Like, I know somebody that said, like, the other day, I was talking to this kid that I know. He was like, I was like, oh, we have Charlamagne on this week. He's like, I hate that motherfucker. And I'm like, why is he a motherfucker? Why do you hate him? He's like, because I'm fat. And he always makes fun of fat people.
That is a fact.
And I was like, he's like, he don't know what it is to be fat. It's not nice, you know?
You need to put on a fat suit.
No, I don't make fun of them. What I do is I encourage them to lose weight. And we call that fat shaming in this era for whatever reason. No, being fat is not healthy. You can die. You can have heart attacks. You have high cholesterol. You can have diabetes. That shit is not cool to be fat. The world ain't even made for fat people. You see a fat person coming on the plane, you beg, you crying, please, God, don't let them sit by me. Like, it's not made for them. And guess what? I don't have any remorse for people who have control over certain things. And what I mean by that is, if you can change it, change it.
Right.
Being fat ain't like being black.
Right.
Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Being fat ain't like being gay. Like, you can...
Some people think being gay is a choice.
I don't believe that. I mean, the only reason I don't believe that is just because if you in jail, it's a choice. You be like, listen, I don't think nobody would choose that. I don't think nobody would choose that.
My sisters are both gay, and they didn't like. My other sister, I didn't know till she was a teenager. The other one came out. She was married, had kids, and then, you know, she transferred over. You know, I guess the guys then drove her crazy. But both of them are gay. Both of them are married to women. But it's funny. They had a 50th party for my sister, and they were doing that picture montage. So the song was in the back, and I don't know if you remember back in junior high school, like I put up the other day, they had lasers in the background or different things. There was a rainbow one. I don't know if you ever remember that. There was a background. When we take school pictures, there was there was a rainbow one. So, or the whole gay community in there was like, it was meant to be. You know, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, really? Like, I was behind lasers. What does that fucking mean? You know? But, you know, even so, people, like you say, you know, people should get healthy and stuff like that. Maybe you just misunderstood. But even, like, people love to hate you. Even talking about, like, changing your skin color. You've been hearing this for fucking how long? And you tell people,
he didn't really change his skin color. He just had, like, some blotching that he got rid of.
Was fucked up.
I liked it. I'm not going to lie.
You ain't Sammy Sosa out here.
It was good. You know,
did
the
you
darker
change
the
your
berry,
whole
the
body?
sweeter the juice. Your juice ain't as sweet as more. Your juice a little lighter now.
I ain't really lighter though. Like, if you all my body is the same complexion.
But did you do the whole thing? Your wife gonna come into bed like, baby, what happened? You changed now the whole thing.
Nah,
your toes are fucking different colors. Your penis.
Did you always have like an insecurity, and that's why? Like, what made you do that? Because you were fine.
Wait, how do you know he had an insecurity?
I just asked. It was a question. It was like a elevation in my tone at the end, which made it a question.
You know, it's funny. Like, when I was young, my father. I remember when I started to get the blotches on my face, and my father thought I was smoking crack. And my father thought I was on drugs.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, yo, you on crack? What the fuck your face like that for? Because this is when I was really wild in the street. And then, thank you, brother. He got the platinum FUBU on.
Yeah, look at that. Classic, dude.
Well, God damn, where you find platinum FUBU at?
He kept it from before.
Shout out to the engine room.
So I never really thought about it. It was just something I dealt with. Like, okay, I got skin discoloration.
Right.
Motherfuckers crack jokes, whatever. I got jokes too. So it never was a thing. But then I met this lady named Dr. Natasha Sandy. I met her on the roof of this party one night.
Right.
And she was like, yo,
you sound sexy.
He can't answer that.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
But she was like, I can fix all that. I was like, fix what? She was like, your skin discoloration. And I never thought, it wasn't something I was thinking about.
Right.
But it ended up being one of the best things that I ever did in my life, because Dr. Sandy didn't just treat me as a dermatologist. She treated me as a wellness expert, a health and wellness expert, and she put me on a proper diet.
And stuff like that.
And, you know, things, you know, what I should be eating and what I shouldn't be eating.
What is that? Tell some people.
So I ended up losing.
No, what should people eat and drink?
Or some things we should not.
Well, she does it. I don't want to give away everything because
you want her to get
paid.
Shit.
Yeah. But she makes you do a detox first.
Okay.
And it's a 3-day detox. And for those 3 days, you do a shake in the morning, a shake for lunch, and then you eat like a 5-ounce piece of meat and all the vegetables you want. And you do that for 3 days. That shit is torture. Like torture. But immediately you drop like 6-7 pounds.
I'm about to do that.
And then after that, it's like you can either have a protein shake for breakfast, and an three egg whites, with some spinach, with some greens, always greens, a lot of greens. I eat mad greens now. And then for lunch, you have like a salad. And then, like, for dinner, you do the same thing, like some meat and some vegetables.
So did the whole family have to change their diet?
Well, my wife's a personal trainer.
Okay.
So that's her thing anyway. So,
that's a beautiful thing.
So I was 202 pounds. I lost 30. So I dropped down to like 172. Right now I'm between like 172, 175. Okay. Sometimes 175, 178, depends.
Get that right for your Tinder profile.
And then I started getting like chemical peels on my face. And, she
Did that hurt?
Nah.
Okay.
And then she gave me like these... I got like acne pads, complexion correction pads. I moisturize a lot. I put my fucking sunscreen on like before I walk out.
You ever
right
read
now.
the comments, man?
All the time.
I don't.
Yo, they be
all
going.
The
let me tell you something. Just from I don't do much research when I do a guest. I'll just do like little different stuff like that. Give me liners to talk about. Yo, people are so fucking mean, man. Like,
I love it though.
Why is your skin so thick? No pun intended.
Thick? What the fuck does that mean?
How come he can?
Did you say why his dick is so thick?
Don't do that. How come you can withstand those type of things? Like, how come you love it and you thrive off of that?
'Cause my father used to always tell me, "You're never as good as they say you are, and you're never as bad as they say you are."
Right.
It's just people's opinion about it.
And it's not what they call you; it's what you answer to.
But by the way, I don't stress over the good shit either. Like if motherfuckers, oh Charlamagne, I love you, I want to suck your dick, I think you're the greatest, this and that. I don't. That's.
Yeah. Tell them they could do the skin coloration down there for you.
That's it. Charlamagne, you got skin discoloration. I hate you. You hate.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. One time I did say that you started looking more like Envy, but that was when you were a little transitioning.
No, it did. I got, for whatever reason, it got real.
Like, yeah, for a second.
Real light. And I was mad at her for a second.
Nervous.
Like, what the fuck, yo? I told you I didn't
got me
want
Walking
bleach.
Deadish out here.
And she was like, no, trust me, it's gonna even out.
Like
and it's
Vibes
like,
Cartel.
You like your voice?
I never thought about it.
You never listen back to your stuff?
I used to a lot.
But did you like what you were hearing? You know how some people... The reason why I asked that for is this. See?
I hate my voice.
Some people who know her, who follow her, who appreciate her, may never know that she thinks that way.
Beyonce says she hates her voice.
People in this day and age look at you and they may say, like say if you may like your voice, so you may say, maybe I don't. People would never figure that. Because we're not all perfect, you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's my voice. Like, you can't change it.
No, but, some people may not like it. Like, I wonder if Gilbert Gottfried likes his voice. But it should have made him millions.
That's what I say. Like, I do radio. I mean, I put it like this. I don't have to like my voice. Millions of other people do.
Right.
No, I agree.
And I know even when we interviewed Angela, she was saying when she first started, people, like, hated her voice, And I think that she has a great voice.
When I listen to my old ad checks, I hate my voice.
Right.
Because I was such a stubborn kid that when the program directors would be telling me, stop yelling, you're screaming, you need to have a more conversational tone, I'd be like, they don't know what the fuck they talking about.
That's what I'm trying to work on right now. But I'm not, like, my mom is loud. Like, I'm trying to, like, push the mic away and figure those type of, like, dynamics.
I'm loud.
What point did you give people that are looking to get into radio? People maybe that are in broadcasting school, people that maybe are come from, just the street.
To go to school for it,
No, but people who are right now in broadcasting school that listen and be like, yo, I want to learn from somebody who, what pointers would you give them?
Yeah.
Or anybody. Anybody wanted to get into radio or media.
When I'm talking at these schools, like I spoke at the University of Syracuse the other day because they got a great journalism department, and I tell them the same thing, man. Be authentic to you. And what I mean by that is don't look at Angela Yee, don't look at Envy, don't look at Charlamagne, don't look at Angie Martinez or Sway or whoever you like in radio.
Or Peter Rosenberg.
Whatever. I'm about to say
nobody wants to be like that.
Don't look at those people and say, I want to be like them. Find your own lane. Do you. And nowadays, you don't even got to wait. Like, you can do a fucking podcast. You can
create your own content.
Internet radio. You got 200 followers on Twitter. Do some internet radio and blast that shit out to your 200 followers. Like, I don't get how people are just sitting around waiting for some shit to happen in 2016. But you can literally develop your own lane. Like, look at the Reed, yo.
Yeah. Amazing.
Them motherfuckers is rock stars.
Bro. I don't even use the fucking word bro, but I'm using it today.
Bruh.
Yo, people, they come out when they're introduced at their live shows.
Rock stars.
You understand? These people are screaming like they got figurines, like they got dolls made up after them.
Rock
Let me tell you
stars.
something. They need to make new dolls. Like, starting lineup needs to make the podcast.
Listen, man, they so dope. They're so dope, and they don't do no radio. That's all because of a fucking podcast. Like, Same thing with Taxstone. That's all because of a fucking podcast. Like, what are you sitting around waiting on anybody for? But the key to the Read and the key to Taxstone is they're both authentic to themselves.
Sure.
They're both true to themselves.
And people relate to them. And you know, and I think even like with you, I think you say things that people want to say. Or people thought of or think of. And
I'm a fan.
And you know, you want to say that. You know what? As we end this episode, I just want to go over some backstories of some of the craziest Breakfast Club stuff.
Okay.
Let's start off with Birdman. You know, I mean, obviously people know the whole, you know, viral of it and how he was talking shit before he even came in. But when you were there with him, did you even think at all that he would swing on you or that he would try to do something? Because, sometimes your face, like, I'm like, I know you got wax. I know there's other people around, but you ever think like that?
I'm always thinking like that. But it's a fight. It's a fist
I
fight.
guess, yeah.
You ain't never been in a fist fight.
Yeah.
How you gonna fight? Okay, we fight in the studio. All right, and what?
And people don't just fight no more. He might, you know.
Yeah, but he's in there. I mean, and if he did do all that, I mean, are you gonna sue him? Are you gonna fucking leave it alone?
Would I sue?
If Birdman hit you on the head with the microphone, gave you 12 stitches, would you sue him?
You got children. You need to get sue them.
Oh, I always said I would, but I really don't know. And because the only reason I say I don't know is because if I am saying what I want to say about him, then I have to be prepared for the consequences of my actions and the consequences of my words. So in a way, I'm kind of causing that, right? Like I can't say Birdman and Lil Wayne used to kiss each other in the mouth. Or why would you sign?
Yeah, but Dallas Penn says their eyes were closed, so it doesn't matter.
That's real love.
Or I can't say why would you sign the Birdman knowing he don't pay nobody. Like I can't say things like this about him. And then he reacts a certain way.
God forbid you say some factual stuff.
Yeah, it's not like I'm lying. So it's just like I don't know. I don't know if I would sue him or not. I don't think I would though.
Yeah.
Why do you think people are so comfortable? Like they want to reap the benefits of media and press on their own like levels. Like they only the good things, but when you ask certain questions, they get mad at you. But it's already like public knowledge. Like you're making these things up.
Because some people, especially the older guys, they still think people are stupid. They don't understand that we live in such a world of transparency that motherfucking anything I'm asking you is being asked on social media a million times.
Right.
But also, these guys can't touch the people on social media. They don't know these motherfuckers.
Absolutely.
Those are ghosts. Charlamagne represents all of those ghosts in one.
You're Casper.
So they feel like if they can jump on me for some shit that's being said to them a million times a day on the internet, then maybe people won't fuck with them no more.
Yeah, but even like, you know what's funny too? Even like, obviously I'm a content creator. I love it. I'm for it. But even like Beanie, like that episode was kind of wow. But then at the end, somebody had a video where like as soon as it ended, he gave you his hand. And I respect that. But it looked like it was staged a little. I'm being honest. I don't know if you heard that.
That's how all of those guys are.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
You know
Fredro, when the interview's over with Fredro's like, because if you watch the interview, that was the first time something like that ever happened to me.
Yeah. So he took off his glasses. I was like, yo.
But I also asked Fredro in the interview, you want 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You good?
did.
You sure you good?
Yeah.
Because I'm a man. We men. We can go pug it out if you want to pug it out. But at the end of the interview, he's like, yeah, world star. That's what we do it for. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, okay, what is this? What is this? Same thing with Beanie. Beanie gave me dap. Like, I knew Charlamagne was going to do that shit to me. Whatever, this and that. And then me and Beanie end up having like a 20-minute, 30-minute conversation
afterwards
about him trying to explain to me about why he's not a hater.
Yeah. And
showing me all these text messages from Meek Mill and all this other shit. Like,
I think people get this idea when they come on the Breakfast Club that they have to fucking put their zip their zipper all the way up because this guy's gonna come at me.
That's fine.
No, that's how they think. I think you know what I mean. Like yo, he's gonna expose or say things that maybe I don't want to hear.
Listen, Pete, I can't get on a podcast or get on the Breakfast Club and say things about people and not say it to their face.
Yeah.
When I heard Beanie on Taxstone, I'm sitting there listening and riding like, this motherfucker sounds like a hater.
Yeah.
Like, he sounds bitter. He sounds envious. He sounds just. I'm like, what does he mean? He just wanted to get next to me. Like, this is some snakish shit. I'm like, in my mind, I'm listening like, it sounds like he's only loyal to whoever's presenting the opportunity to him. I remember I text that, and I'm saying this on Breakfast Club. I'm like, oh, you just mad because Beanie went on Tax and Beanie said he don't fuck with you because you made Lil Mama cry. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. Like, I still had love for Beanie after that. I'm just going off what I'm hearing.
Right.
So when he comes to the Breakfast Club, I gotta say that to him. If I've been saying Kanye's Yeezus album is whack, when Kanye come, I gotta say that.
Yeah,
to
but
Kanye.
What gives you the courage to be so honest when most people are just like yes men?
Why do you gotta have courage to be honest?
Because people are so afraid of the reaction or the rebuttal.
I'm not a rapper.
Right.
I'm not a producer. I'm not in the music business. I don't have to be friends with none of these motherfuckers.
Right.
I don't need them for anything. I'm not asking anybody for any features. I'm not trying to get any tracks placed. I don't have any artist that I need features from.
Let me get a drop.
I don't need none of that shit. I don't fuck with these guys. Like, I don't.
But have you ever like ruined like a relationship or like a booking because of something that you said?
No, because funny thing is, I think everybody knows that I'm not maliciously attacking. And I think that they genuinely know that I'm coming from a fan perspective. I'm not saying anything that's not being said.
Right.
So if you're going to come have the conversation about whatever everybody's talking about, let me come talk to this motherfucker. Because talking to this motherfucker is like talking to the million people that keep talking to me about this shit on Twitter and on fucking social media. So let me come have this conversation with him.
Right.
And I think a lot of people just honestly respect the conversation.
That's true.
I mean, we haven't had anybody, the only person that hasn't came is like Drake.
Well, yeah. I mean, and he's built the. It's funny too to see his rise, man. But he built the. He doesn't even really need to do it though.
I would love to have you and Jaheim.
I would love to see that.
have
I would
a
no, not
conversation.
well, Jaheim definitely, but I would love to see Drake do that. And it's amazing
We
how
talked about it.
how he
But Drake
handled
put him
it.
in a song, so we know that that's like, and send him some bottles. So
Yo, it is funny though seeing that. It is funny seeing that because I remember being at like day parties or even just parties and how that song back to back had become a club song, and then hearing how they would how a DJ stops the music.
Yeah.
You're gonna make me buy bottles for Charlamagne. Like they'll turn it and the crowd will say that part. Like
Yeah, that
that's
was crazy.
amazing to me. Not only just to see his rise and how but even see your rise.
Nah, I mean, the Drake situation was dope. I mean, everybody gives me flack for that, too. They're like, oh, he bought you bottles and you jumped on his dick. I'm still not a fan of Drake. I like when he raps.
Yeah.
I don't like when he sings.
Yeah.
But you're lying if you're a hip-hop head and you said that back-to-back was not one of the greatest moments ever in hip-hop.
Yeah.
I've been around a little minute. I've seen some great moments
Sure.
in hip-hop. That back-to-back shit was a great motherfucking moment. It was a great diss record, and that was the first time we saw the internet dismantle somebody based off of a diss record.
Yes, it was.
Can you imagine if Ether would have came out when the internet, all the fucking camel memes, dick-sucking lip memes.
Oh, my God.
Like, it would have been ugly. We saw that with back-to-back.
Yeah.
So I saluted Drake on that. And I don't got no problem with Meek. It's just that Meek didn't do what I wanted him to do, which was respond, because Meek was the battle rap guy with the cornrows. I thought Meek was about to eat Drake alive. It didn't work out that way.
Yeah, that back to back. It's amazing that it became a bigger song than what it is.
I say it's top 5 diss records of all time. People look at me like I'm crazy.
what are the other 4?
For me, this is my personal
Just you,
opinion.
yeah.
Takeover,
Mm-hmm.
Hit 'Em Up,
Mm-hmm.
Dre Day,
Okay.
and what would be
No
my
cannabis.
fourth?
No LL.
I like this. I like second round knockout.
Can
no
I bust?
Vaseline. No Vaseline.
Okay, no Vaseline. Okay.
No Vaseline. That's my top 5 diss records of all time. And Hit 'Em Up in fucking back to back with club joints. Dre Day was a club joint. It's a whole different ball game when you in a motherfucking club and a nigga's dissing you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's different. When a motherfucker's telling you, is this your girl tour, your world tour, and the crowd is singing that shit.
Now you go to you don't go out much. You always say you don't hang out with industry people after 5 p.m. You say
Niggas,
What do you say?
I don't hang out with niggas after 5 p.m. I try not to hang out with industry people at all.
Okay, but you obviously doing radio. You got clubs that you go to, host or whatever like that. No, you definitely been at clubs and hosting.
He said no.
No.
He said no.
Charlotte,
I ain't been out in 3 years.
there's parties that you do that you and Angela and Envy are at. No,
that's Angela and Envy. It'll say Breakfast Club, but Charlamagne
No,
don't do that.
You maybe just do day parties.
day parties.
We do a day party every year at CIAA weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's
so you
my-
haven't been into a club in 2 years.
Last time I was in the club, I was in Columbia, South Carolina, 2 weeks ago for the University of South Carolina homecoming. My dude Bakari Sellers, he's a politician. He works at CNN now. He went to USC.
So what
I think he went
was
to USC. No, he didn't go to USC. My wife went to USC, but they just had an after party, so I went to
what
that.
was Birdman talking about when he said he was going to pull up on you? Where was that?
I have no idea.
The
But
fuck
you know what?
is he talking about?
But it's like I said, it's been almost 7 years at the Breakfast Club. Our first 2 years at the Breakfast Club, I was out all the time.
Okay,
So what
okay.
keeps you
So
in
I've been-
now? Just the family?
Yeah, I like to be in the house. Plus, I work.
And you got to be
You
up
gotta be
early.
early.
I gotta be up early. When I leave
Angela
here,
is a trooper. Like, she don't play.
listen. When I leave here, I gotta go to the office at Viacom.
Yeah.
And I'm there till 7, 8 o'clock. Then I still want to go to the motherfucking gym.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then I gotta make sure my daughter's in bed and make sure
Yeah.
she do her homework. I don't
You gotta
have
be a
time.
dad.
What the fuck is in the club?
And people have a perception of you more than you have a perception of yourself. You know, people think like everything's okay or things that, Charlamagne, he's good. Meanwhile, you still got to live your life. You still got to push the needle. You still got to move and groove. You still got to rip and run.
I still got to make money.
Yeah.
Like, listen, everybody talking about Donald Trump in the White House. I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump being in the White House. The reason I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump being in the White House, because God is my president. I keep God first.
God is the president. I like that. See, God is your publicist. God is his president.
I keep God first. I spread love because I feel like we need a lot more of that. And I try to get this money.
Right.
It's all about self-empowerment. You know what I mean? I got to empower myself so I can empower others, empower my community. You know what I mean? Like, we're doing the turkey drive on Saturday, giving away mad turkeys. We're opening up businesses. I love what Envy and Angela doing with their juice bar in Brooklyn.
Yep.
Like, we are empowering our own communities.
What books do you suggest for people to read right now?
Right now, I'm reading, it's a good book right here. It's called This One Thing.
Who's it by?
Gary Keller.
Okay.
This is the dope book. This book is about focus.
This One Thing.
This is
by
one
Gary
thing.
Keller.
Because, we live in this world where everybody's so multi-distracted. You know what I mean? Everybody think they're multitasking, but they're really multi-distracted, and motherfuckers haven't really realized how to focus on one thing yet. But when you focus on that one thing and you become great at that one thing, everything else will fall into place. Radio has been my one thing.
Yeah.
I've focused on
the radio guy.
The radio guy.
I love that comment, bro.
That's it, the radio guy. I strive to be the best at radio, and being that I've strived to be the best at radio, other fruit has come.
Right.
Whether it's books and podcasts and, TV.
I can't go end this episode without talking about Andrew Schulz real quick and the Brilliant Idiots. I mean, it's amazing to see the rise of that podcast.
Yeah.
And it's, you're both two people that some people maybe wouldn't think, but it's a great duo. What makes you? I mean, I know the internet tried to come for Andrew Schulz, man.
I don't blame him.
What makes you stick with him, and what do you like about him?
He's my friend. He's my friend. I've been questioning him lately. I have been. We had a conversation offline this week, and I'm like, bro, I'm starting to think 99% of the shit you say that people say about you online is true, bro. Because you really be like, you never got nothing good to say about black people. Like, what the fuck is up with this shit, yo?
Yeah, I remember when me and Combat went on the show, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Yo, he had Combat tight, man. Like, remember that show we did?
Yeah, and it's like.
And even you going back and forth. You know what's so funny? I mean, we'll get right back to Andrew, but even like Combat, I didn't realize. He's still upset that you say you about telling him about jerking Nori. I hear him all over talking about.
I didn't know about those stories. I heard that from
somebody
Nori.
sent me a clip the other day when I told him I had Charlamagne on. This week, and it's Combat who's like, yo, I thought we were cool. I don't understand what happened. Yo, you talk about I jerk Nori again. You start with this shit. He's like, jerk these nuts, And I'm like, yo, this mother, how's a 50-year-old man that he got his Jordans at 50 telling you to jerk these nuts, man?
I remember I was listening to somebody. First, I heard Nori say Combat jerked him, and then and then it was Bleak.
Yeah.
So I remember texting Taxstone like, yo, we might have to audit Chris.
And
you
heard about them.
Going on?
You heard about them $29 checks.
Combat jerk. That's my guy, though.
Contract Jack.
Nah. It's just funny to see that, and it's funny because even like you're on the network, and even
Combat's
like
a good dude, though.
Yeah, it's like you're saying about Wendy. It's like same thing that I'm starting to realize too. Like, yo, you know what? I thank him for the opportunity.
That's it.
You
got your own shit.
Yeah. I thank him for the opportunity. But as we wind down.
And I don't know if Andrew Schulz is a white supremacist. I don't think so.
Did he vote for Trump?
I think he did on the low.
I think he
did
too.
I think he did on the fucking low. I think he one of them sneaky Trump supporters, yo.
Yo, I don't trust white people who when they wake up they got that bed head. He's got
man.
Like, and then all of a sudden later at night it comes together like a fucking CHEA pet.
Yeah.
You ever see I'm like, yo, sometimes you see him, he wake up, he got a fucking rooster looking here.
Yeah. Andrew's a smart dude though. He's funny as fuck. He don't give a fuck about facts, which makes for
he came
content.
on this show. This is when I was doing Phone a Friend. And I called my Aunt Barbara. And my Aunt Barbara's 72 years old, and he's like, "What are you doing right now, Aunt Barbara?"
And offered her side
dick.
dick.
Like, you want this dick? And I was like, "What the fuck?"
You can see Pete like the steam coming out of his ears on the low.
It was so sideways that I didn't even get mad. And
you
she was
lying?
Like,
you got mad.
And she was like, "No, at that moment I didn't get mad."
You was mad.
Nah, I love it. Andrew's a funny dude.
He's a good dude when you know him.
Yeah.
Like people don't know him. That's why I say he's my friend. Like, so I know he means well. It's just that he has one of those Manhattan white.
Yeah.
Skewed point of view. Like he don't I tell people all the time, if you live in New York, you live in LA, you don't know what the real world is.
Yeah.
Y'all had no idea. Like, literally, motherfuckers we got into an argument this week about social media, and I'm saying how social media is what got Donald Trump into the motherfucking White House.
Right.
Because when liberal media was trying to kill him, he was able to go on social media and control his own motherfucking narrative.
Yeah.
So Andrew was like, nah, fuck that. Nobody care about social media. Motherfuckers was literally tweeting me like, they don't got internet in those rural areas. Like, I'm from a rural area. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about? But that is the perception that a lot of city motherfuckers have of people in those places.
Well, that's why I always ask people, like, where you from? And they'll say, New York. I'm like, the city. I'm like, where exactly? Where? I want to know where you're from. You grew up in Brooklyn, East New York. You grew up in Staten Island. You grew up in, like, where did you grow up? Because it says a lot.
Andrew grew up in Manhattan next to the
That's
Cozy
what I'm saying,
Brother.
yeah. These are people that when it's the light is green, they cross the street, don't even look. They put their trust in other people.
Word up.
Like, I don't even fucking understand.
Word up.
I'm about to run you over, motherfucker.
Andrew just had Chick-fil-A for the first time like 2 years ago.
What?
And
I
hated
just had
it.
Chick-fil-A for the first time a couple months
Where
ago.
you from?
I'm from Hell's Kitchen.
See, you
Yeah, she's same.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
same type of like
My brother
view.
knows Andrew. They like hang out and shit. Like, yeah.
Skewed point of
they
view.
probably
No,
bang
I don't
each
have
other.
skewed point of view. I just never had Chick-fil-A.
Skewed point of view in the world, Joe.
Not me,
Listen,
not me, the God.
Do you think Andrew Schulz got some pussy from Brilliant Idiots?
Absolutely.
This you helped a lot of people.
Andrew Schulz fucks fans. He does. Remember when 50 Cent said who said it? Ghostface. You goddamn right,
yes.
I fuck fan. What? Andrew fucks. Andrew be fucking his Brilliant Idiot.
What do they call? First they call him Young Hezzy. Now what do they call him? The Coon Snow.
Snow Coon Schultzy. Young Hezzy and Snow Coon Schultzy.
Yo, anyway, internets, listen, Charlamagne, let me tell you something, man. I am proud of you.
Thank you, my brother.
No, I really am. I mean, and we've been trying to make this happen for a minute. I was saying, you know what? I've seen a lot of people go Hollywood and their rise go up, and become successful, but you never back down. I've seen it happen to Drake, man. Like, me and him would chill, talk all the time, cool. Next thing you know, he's out of here. You know how people are out of here?
Yeah.
Yo, it was almost to a point where I felt like Charlamagne was out of here because I was like, yo, I want to have you on the show. And they'd be like, got you, my brother. And I was like, how's Monday 8 p.m.? And then it'll be like 3 Mondays after. They'd be like, yo, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, fuck. So I was like, how about this Tuesday? He's like, let me check. Then it'll be like next month. I was like, but I never gave up.
But you know what it is?
I never gave up.
No, because you my man.
Yeah.
And we talk, and you got my number.
Yeah.
But I got an assistant. I can't tell you.
Yo, you're amazing. I'm gonna tell you why you're amazing. I don't even use that word.
Talk to my assistant.
Yo, I was like, yo, you need an assistant. Because I was like, yo, I had too many times hitting him up, and I don't want to bother. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that dude. And all of a sudden, he texted me like, Charlamagne's assistant, or something like at Gmail. Like, I was like, what the fuck?
Just gonna give the bitch email out?
No, it's not exactly what
It's
it
like,
is.
yeah.
Don't drop it.
But it's dope, though, because, like, she knows my schedule.
Right.
And it's not that I don't want to come do Pete.
No, that's the point of her.
Pause to come
Pause,
and do it.
yeah.
Speaking
it's
of
not like I
doing
don't want to come
Pete
to the
and
show.
pausing before we go out, something that's really taboo, especially in Black culture, is homosexuality. And you are very comfortable in doing and saying you and Envy do like funny things on.
We play prison.
What is it? Is it just because you want to create content and it's for shock value, or? And I've learned like a lot of gay terms. I didn't know what a trade was until I learned from you. Like
I learned that from Kid Fury.
Okay, because I was going to ask you, like, who is your resource? Like, you know about that life.
I listened to the Read, and then before that, it was a culture shock when I first moved up here and I was doing radio with Wendy. Because Wendy be around mad gay people, and she got a real huge gay fan base. So it was like a culture shock. But then it's a lot of shit you just got to dismiss from your mind because that shit don't got nothing to do with you. Like I always say homophobia is one of two things. It can't be because you're scared of homosexuals, because what the fuck could they do to you? Like, you're not, there's no need to have a fear of them. But I think that men, especially straight men, we're afraid that a gay man is going to treat us the way we treat women. They're going to objectify us the way we objectify
the booty
women.
goons.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, I always had that mentality. So it's just like, honestly, I just don't be giving this shit. Like,
yeah, because now I saw you like had like a dildo, and it was funny as hell.
Dildo?
But it was just like, oh my god, like he's like so comfortable and like it's okay.
Nah, we got this board up at the radio station, man. His name's Easy.
Is that the dude, the Spanish dude?
No, he's
Haitian.
Like he has like a show on
Who's
Sundays.
that dude on the video, the Spanish? He's like,
Oh, that's cute. That's our producer.
that motherfucker sleep with
So that
headphones
was
on.
Easy's dildo?
No, what happened was they sent us this whole bunch of sex toys. And so me and Envy was just terrorizing Easy for like 2 weeks, slapping him with this shit. This fucking stupid hazing shit, man. Chasing him
How
down
dare
with
you
the dildo
motherfuckers.
on. Grabbing him, humping him. This shit is gay as fuck. But it's just fun, man.
And even the other day you were interviewing Pharaoh, like a comedian. What's his name?
Jay Farrow.
Yes,
Farrow.
and you made him so, like, I felt like if he was white, he would be turning red. Like, you were looking at him with the cat eye, he said, and, like, you were just, like, taking it, like, you were pushing it to the limit.
Because he kept saying I was making cat poses. You know,
Yeah,
cat be
like with them eyes, and you just kept doing
so I
it.
kept doing this shit fucking with him.
So it's just like you're so confident and comfortable in doing that.
I
And
like
it's just
pussy, man.
No one's doubting that. You have children. We know you have a wife.
Hey,
I don't
listen,
mean nothing, but
it's 2016. If whatever someone decides to do, that's up to them.
I feel like in white culture, they do funny shit like that all the time.
There you go.
But it's so taboo.
Yeah, but that's some white
real.
people. That's not me. Like I remember.
You're not white.
I remember
You're Italian.
Yeah, but listen, I remember growing up. I'm explaining to you, and we're gonna end this real soon. I remember dudes used to, like, white dudes in the neighborhood used to grab each other's dick. Like what's going on, man?
I don't do all that.
Yeah,
I was like,
look at Pete.
No, I'm
nigga on the
saying,
nuts, though.
that's how
a new
I
jab.
knew that wasn't me, like my style. Like,
What up, Munchie?
no. I would
I
never
slap
do
you on the nuts. Like,
Wait, what?
On
You're
some-
gonna hurt them.
yeah, make
Okay,
you
you wanna
fall,
do
that
that,
type
okay.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Or remember
ain't
head balls?
grabbing
When you
your
go to
dick.
Yeah, but don't
like
say
head
that's
balls.
don't say that's white people shit. That's some white people you seen doing that shit.
It
No,
is some
that's
white people shit.
No,
It
but
is
what
white
I'm
people
trying to say
It
is, I know what you're saying, but what I'm saying is like, if people
Now
who
he's
consider
sticking up
me,
for white people.
no,
You're
if
so
people
confusing,
consider
Mr.
me, if you call me Mr. Trump, if people,
You're so confusing.
because you know how remember I was talking about it being Italian on the Brilliant Idiots, and Schulz was like, you're white, and I'm like, yo, I'm fucking Italian. I was raised with different type of the way I grew up was different style. You know what I mean? Like my family, this and listen, there was a lot of talks by the river. My father used to drive that. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I was raised different. But I see some people. I guess what I'm saying, everybody does different things. You know what I mean?
Everybody does
Like,
different things.
Yeah.
Everybody. That's the name of this episode. Everybody does.
Everybody
He
does
said deuce.
different
But
things.
as we end, what are some of your highlights for the past couple of years, man? As this rise has been taken, or just in life, what is some of the shit that you take from this and be like, yo, this is amazing? Just your greatest moments, I gather.
Like, just career-wise?
Just in life.
I mean, definitely my daughters being born, being married. Those are the probably the two biggest things for me at this moment.
Even at the height of your career, being married, you never look back at that?
I don't think I'm at the height yet.
Question.
Like,
now that you are married, what your father said to you, do you understand?
Yes. That's a goddamn.
Yeah, but I'll be honest with you, sometimes you got to get your dick sucked on the side even when you're married. I'm explaining to you why.
You gonna get him in trouble.
No, I'm a stern believer in that. I don't.
No, I'm
do
going to
it,
tell you why.
But I'm a stern believer in that.
You'll come home, you'll be sweeping the house, you'll be doing shit you never done before. Like, you know what I mean? Because
That's true, because you got guilt on your brain.
I want 2 wives.
Yeah, but why are people? Here's the thing.
I want polygamy.
My,
I like
my
polygamy.
lady does real estate on the side, and we were in. I spoke about this before, but we were in I think Island, New Jersey. It was like crazy Indian like community, and the dude came out and he was like, "What are you doing here?" And I was like, "I'm just with my wife. She does real estate." He's like, "Oh, because this is only our people here." So when he said that, I was like, "What the fuck, your people?" And I realized they only want to be in the homes of themselves. But the dude turned around and he's like, "You have one wife?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, I have 5 wives.
See what I'm saying?
So I was like, yo, how the fuck does this motherfucker get 5 wives? I mean, not that I want all that headache and all that,
all I need is 2, man.
Why do you want
but,
2?
No, but why are they allowed and I can't, man? That's not fair.
I feel like pickings are slim for black women. It's a lot of black men. That
So
are,
if you can marry another woman, what would it be? White girl?
a black girl.
Okay,
Another black
so you
woman.
say
He just
okay.
said that black bitches can't get no man, and he gonna marry a white woman?
Pickings are
No.
slim. Black men are in jail.
Or gay.
Are just not successful. And all the
you
good,
want to help 2 bitches?
all the good men are taken. Like me and mom, I be looking at my wife like, why are we having all this fun? This is selfish of us just to be together. We need to really add somebody to the mix. Like, this is selfish of us to not have somebody else in the picture.
Would she be like the polar opposite of your wife, or would they have similarities?
I don't know. I mean, I don't have nobody. I don't know. Probably not. I mean, they'd probably be slightly similar but opposite.
And she would have to be a little older, because
Younger.
Ain't no wife letting no young bitches
Younger,
come
man.
in.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. The nanny, the
You gotta
babysitter.
go find
Younger.
a cougar.
Nah, younger. Get
You
you
need
a
a
nice.
panther.
If
You
you
need a
got
real
you a
black
nice,
cat.
like my wife's like 33,
Don't drop her age like
34. You know what I'm saying? You get you a nice 22,
Yes.
24-year-old. You know what I mean? That's who you add
That
to the
bitch
roster.
is gonna be the maid too. Like, bitch, why you doing that? After you take the dick out your mouth, you're gonna go do these dishes and you're gonna make up this bed. Like,
I
you
believe
gotta
in
put her
polygamy.
to
I'm not gonna lie to you. I believe in having
work.
more than one wife. I can't lie to you. I do. I really do. I don't know how. I hopefully, if Trump wants to do anything to get back in my good graces, that's what he would have to do.
Right, to open up marriage for
Polygamy.
Yeah, there you go.
For everybody.
What does your wife say when you say this? She just like laugh it off.
She ain't listening to this shit.
Yeah, she ain't listening. She ain't listening to the
What's her
Premium
We
sign?
do have these conversations though.
What's
She's
her
a
sign?
Sagittarius.
Oh, I'm a
Oh,
Sagittarius.
she's a fire sign, and you're a Cancer. You're mad sensitive. That sounds like fun.
It is. We've been together 18 years.
18 years.
18. Mother since 1998.
May God bless you. Listen, internets, when is the book coming again?
April 17th. Black Privilege. Opportunity comes to those who create it.
And you can pre-order it right now. It's available,
Pre-order
of course,
it. Go to
everywhere.
See the book. CTHABOOK.com. And that takes you to all the different sites, Barnes and Nobles, all that shit.
And you have an audio book for the people that can't read?
Doing an audio book,
There
baby.
you go.
How many years you signed up for the Breakfast Club left? What's the contract looking like?
4. Because I had a 2-year deal with an option for a third. They exercised. Matter of fact, they didn't even exercise the third. They just gave me a whole new contract for 3 years. And then
Now you have someone negotiate that, or you negotiate
Yeah.
yourself?
I got a radio agent.
Yeah.
So then last year I signed a 5-year deal, which is the long-term deal. So this is the first year of my 5-year deal. So I got 4 more years.
What does it feel like to have $1 million in the bank, man? I want to know. Because I don't. So that's what I'm asking.
I don't either.
He always want to know about people finances.
I shop at
So
Target.
is it all
It's a
like
Target
separate?
t-shirt.
Like, if you don't want to sign on, does that affect the other two? Do you guys come as a joint deal?
Nah,
Because
nah,
I know
nah,
that I'm not really.
nah.
If you don't sign on, or if Angela doesn't, like Envy is cool. I'm not listening anymore.
Now all of us signed at different times because Envy was already there.
Right.
Yeah.
Me, Angela, and Pro Style came in at the same time, but they did my contract. They gave me a new contract before they gave Angela a new contract. So it's all kind of off. Hopefully we'll all catch up one day. We can go in there and do the Friends thing.
Yeah,
and be like,
that's where I was going with
give us
it.
all
Exactly.
Well, listen. First of all, being in a morning show this long is amazing. So I applaud you because they don't last that long.
Yeah.
And think about it, and Power 105 wasn't, kicking morning show like what you have been doing, And you guys, the longevity is there in radio. I mean, longevity.
Think about other morning shows in New York since Breakfast Club been on.
Please.
We've been on 7 years.
It's crazy. And
I've
it's not only
seen
that.
4 different versions of
Yeah.
other morning shows.
So just alone, just that's to be credited as
God is
congratulations.
good. God is everything.
So you
God
got
is
the
God.
Breakfast Club, got the podcast, Brilliant
Brilliant
Idiots. We got the Uncommon
book, Black
Sense.
Privilege coming, Uncommon Sense. I got a bunch of shows. I'm executive producer. I can't wait till I can announce these shows that I'm EPing. We got a movie coming out next year called Bodied with my man Joseph Kahn. I'm a consultant producer on that. We filmed that already. It's a battle rap movie. I think it's going to do a lot for the culture of battle rap. We got everybody in that shit. Murder Mook, Loaded Lux. No, Murder Mook's not in it. Loaded Lux, Hollow the Don.
Beloved.
Disaster. There's Arsenal.
Listen, he's always up to something.
dope.
And
Ain't
like,
got Rabbit in it though.
Now we got our own rap.
into this, don't go eat no bear shoulder after this, okay? Don't go eat the Mexicans gonna be eating bear shoulder all over the fucking place. But anyway, thank you for coming
Thank
on
you
the
for
show.
having me, Pete.
Like I said, continued success. I love seeing the climb and you continue to win. I feel like I'm a dude that sold drugs and got locked up, so it gives me inspiration. You know what I mean? It gives people inspiration from the hood. I don't give a fuck what color you are. Even just as being a dad, the parenting sense. Like, I feel like in this day and age, when you connect with someone on all levels of life, it gives you inspiration.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. And the internet's love and hate Charlamagne. So
They love him.
Well,
They do.
get in where you fit in.
Al.
We'll see you next episode. Cheer.